What's going on, people? Welcome to the United Stand. It's not a Flex and KG show. It is deadline day, and it is the transfer Deadwood show, as a lot of people are starting to call it. Yep, there you go. Big up to KG, and Beth is joining us too. You guys good?
Yeah, man. Come on, I'm good. What's going on, Beth?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm excited to crash the Flex and KG show. First time I've actually spoken to KG, so...
Come on.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true. Listen, I would love to say... you know, we're waiting to see if he signs on a dotted line. They're trying to fly him in on a helicopter. They're waiting to go up the M6, see if we can get the paperwork done. But the reality is we're not in that situation, guys. We're not in that situation. As far as we know. As far as we know.
You not think they're going to put off a deadline, Sancho, though?
Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. But... you know what we do on United Stand? It is deadline day. We always go live. We keep you guys entertained. We're going to be talking about some of the outgoings that potentially might happen. There was an Edin Dzeko story earlier on today. We'll talk about what that could have or would have meant or might even mean. Who knows? We're going to talk about what other clubs are doing and whether we've missed the boat. The Glazers are mugs, says JMD85. And there's just loads to talk about and get in there. We've got Mark coming up at 8 o'clock up until 11 o'clock as well. KG is channeling his inner Beth.
Because I'm
there you go. There you go. We'll start with you, Beth. With what's going on with the January transfer window, where we are in the league, are you concerned, annoyed, frustrated at our lack of activity, or do you see it as it wasn't really going to happen, so we go again in the summer? How are you feeling about it?
I mean, it was expected, weren't it? Obviously, I would have liked us to try and sign someone the way that Liverpool are doing, and I think maybe if we were in that 6th or 7th place, then they might have gone out and bought someone. But because we are where we are, they're happy to just get top 4. And they're not going to spend until summer, which is when they probably will delay deals again. It's just what we've got to deal with the Glazers. It's not great because if they would have bought like maybe a centre-half, even that Moises Caicedo that Brighton's gone for, I think he looks like a great prospect. I've not really seen him play, but I've heard a lot about him. And then also we need a backup right back because Brandon Williams, he gets injured. We don't know if he's good enough. Wan-Bissaka, he could get injured. All these things could hinder us for going for the title. And it's probably our best opportunity. And as expected, we've not gone for it, but it is what it is, and it's just disappointing, really, because it's like we're turning into Arsenal, who are just happy with top 4. But you know,
oh, that's been our target for the last few seasons as well, to be honest. What are you saying, KG? A mixed kind of emotions, is it there, or one of disappointment, or what are you saying?
So I've had a lot of time to think about this one. I like that we're getting rid of certain players. So I like the fact, even they said Phil Jones, bro. They said Phil Jones could be sold. But I don't know. At the same time, I'm hearing conflicting reports that he's been put into the Premier League team.
He's put him back into the team. He said he's
registered him, bro.
Wait, is that real?
Yeah, he said it today. He said,
No,
he's working hard to get back into the team. Phil Jones is going to make an appearance this year. I guarantee you. He's our centre-half. He's our centre-back.
No, so if we can get... So we got rid of... Mengi's gone out on loan. I actually think... Look at that. I actually think that's brilliant. The Mengi to... Derby. Going to get minutes. I think that's fantastic. Jesse Lingard. Off to West Ham. Great move. That's great as well. Pelletri getting minutes. I think that's brilliant. Who else is there that's at the club? Is there anyone else? The ins and outs?
Sergio Romero.
Sergio Romero, gone for good. Thank you very much. But where's he getting? Boca?
No, he hasn't. I'm not saying he's gone.
Rojo's gone.
Rojo's gone. They basically agreed to end his contract.
Great thing to happen. Now it's other players. You need Sergio out. You need Phil Jones out. If Phil Jones is added to the squad list, I think I'll lose my mind. Like that's not a team, and no disrespect him, but he spent so much time on the injury. He's been injured for so long. He might as well just become the director of football, bro. He's not been in the team. He must be able to look at it and say, they need this. He can see all the gaps. Yeah, he does not play. Closer to Woodward than he is to the first 11. So personally, I want to see him gone. Like, it's time now, innit? When they say cash in, just get what you can. I won't even say cash in, whatever you want to give us.
Just take anything.
Literally anything. Nothing. Get him off the books, literally. But no, I don't know, like, apparently there was some interest in him, but nothing seems to have happened. And I was watching all his press conference today, and I know he always lies, doesn't he, in his press conference?
Yeah,
but he was there like, Phil's ready to come back into the team. He's working really hard. He's ready to come back. And he like, they asked him if he's leaving, and he was like, he's ready to come back into the team. So I doubt he's even going.
The last time he said that about Sanchez, he said Sanchez has a bright future. And he told him. So that fills me with some confidence, because then when he said that 3 hours ago, in the last half an hour, because I've been checking, and it says that Phil Jones is not linked to any club, but linked to a move out. Yeah, so anything is possible. I think there's conversations happening, and they're just trying to cover their backs just in case.
Yeah.
Victor Liang says, big up Flex, KG, Beth. Did you guys see the Messi contract? Imagine signing him on a free. We'll talk about that in a little while, that Messi contract. It was a bit nuts that got leaked to the press. And David Page says, don't think going to go for a right back because Dalot doing so well on loan at AC Milan, which he is. We'll have to see how he comes back. Bennett C says, Messi 555 million. What are your thoughts? KG, it's very nuts. It's very nuts. Hold that thought. And Sumant Raj says, we are no more the force we were. This board will suck us up until we're relegated. Liverpool building a dynasty. Painful years to come. Buckle up. Now onto that Liverpool news, which is Ozan Kabak to Liverpool, which is the Turkish defender. Now, Liverpool are getting him on an initial loan fee with the option to buy for 30 million. Now, this isn't like, he's a good player. This isn't like a quick, like, come and play for a couple of months just until, like, Matip comes back and Gomez comes back and obviously Van Dijk. He's actually a good player. We needed a centre-half. Now, listen, I said I don't think the right one for us is there. If he is, then go and get him. But you see Liverpool now, they've just gone and got a good player. Straight away. What are we doing then? Are you looking at that now like, whoa, hold on a minute? Or do you think there's something bigger planned for the summer then?
Here, we're not doing shit. I'm telling you right now, nothing is happening. Beth, wait, let me go to Beth first. Beth, what do you think we're gonna do? Like in between now and summer, let's really do this.
We're doing absolutely nothing, aren't we? I mean, we're linked to Dzeko, but that's just paper talk to like entertain us. We're not actually going to buy him, and if we do, it's a rush deal. Like we're not buying anyone. They are saving our targets for summer, and then they'll probably save them targets for January. The same old story. But you know what? Liverpool need a centre half. I was hoping they were going to sign Mustafi at least, but it turns out Mustafi's going to be Kabak's replacement. And I've heard this Kabak's a pretty good player, so. Obviously, I'm jealous of the fact that Liverpool are willing to go out and get this centre half for Liverpool, and it's gonna boost their squad so much, especially because at the moment, like they've been lacking because their midfielders have been playing in defence. Let's be honest. When he comes in, if he starts playing well, then Liverpool are right back in the title race, and we're pushed back because, as we know, our centre half isn't the best pairing as it is, and Bailly is and Tuanzebe is injury prone as anything. So. I mean, it's nice to have a club that's going to go out and do that for you, but we're not signing anyone. They'd only sign someone if it was the state that we were in last year when we lost to Burnley and we're on pretty bad form, and Ollie pushed them to sign Bruno Fernandes. And look how well it worked out. They won't do it for the title. They'll only do it to try and get top four, and it's so frustrating. But if your targets aren't available, then your targets aren't available. But if we're a big enough club, we'd go out and try and push us for that as much as we can. But I reckon Ed Woodward's been sat on his sofa for the whole of January. I don't think he's been doing anything.
KG, I'm going to get these super chats out and then I'm going to come through, yeah? Ronit says, despite Liverpool having an injury crisis, they have conceded less goals than United. What an ambitious club does is buys a centre-back to bridge the gap. And Glazers don't care. Happy with top four, basically what Beth's saying, and it's looking like there's a lot of disappointment around this transfer window. And Soeb says Jones needs a championship team. Well, yeah.
You know what? Jones might come back and do a madness. You can't write the guy off. He's running Premier League title.
Absolutely useless.
You know what?
Absolutely useless.
Who's gonna come back and do what? Wait, what?
You don't know, do you? You don't know. He's been
he
injured
had
for a
a
long
lot
time.
of
He's been resting. He's ready for his recovery, and he's gonna come and challenge Harry Maguire. You never know. Don't write him off. Don't write him off.
Another one is Moises Caicedo to Brighton. That's a player we were looking at for a long time. But KG, we're going to talk about that too. KG,
Yeah.
talk about the Kabak situation and where we're at.
Do you know what's so crazy? That Liverpool have remembered. They played. Was it yesterday? Yeah, and then just wipe the floor with the team, just because they found form. That Tottenham game was a dangerous game. Their strikers are back in. Your even the wing backs, what do you want to call them? Trent,
Fullbacks,
back in. You know what I'm saying? Fullbacks back in. So now it's like all that was missing was a good enough defender. Now this player will play brilliant with a Virgil van Dijk when he comes in, because Virgil's brilliant anyway. Anyone next to him, you're gonna do great. So now they're actually building for the future. Now you look at us and you think to ourselves, Ed Woodward came out the other day. Remember when we came out early? It was before Jan, and it was talking about, I've got the money to back Oli. He started talking that kind of talk. And I said, no one's coming, bruv. And then he was like, why? I said, listen, this is just paper talk. It's just spin. Put these out again. Look at this nonsense. Ramos is coming. Bruv, no one's coming, fam. It's one of those. It's like, link yourself to Man United and see what deal you're gonna get. This is how the club operates. We could have got in the French league. There's so many teams suffering financially because of no fans. We could have raided somebody. I heard Memphis. Not saying I wanted Memphis, but 5 million. If you can get by Memphis for 5 million, think of the defenders you can buy. The fact that we didn't know anything about the Kabak deal is crazy. He probably come and sign and say, Man United were interested, because that's what you do when you go to the rivals. But we haven't been involved in anything. It's not showing like a club that is really serious about this manager. That's those are the biggest worries. Knowing that, because if I was running a club, I look at things and I say, okay, I've got Lindelof here, I've got Bailly, I've got Lindelof it's a bit shaky at times. You was gonna say something?
No, go on, carry on.
I've got Lindelof that's a bit shaky at times. I've got a Bailly that I can't really trust. Yeah. And then we got Rojo and players that we don't want to see anyway. Phil Jones. I think this club needs somebody. That's what a normal person would say, but not our guys. And I don't know if being in the Super Bowl is affecting these guys and they're not focused on Man United and they got other plans. But this is not good. This is not a team. Oh man. And the Buccaneers used to be dead.
Yeah.
So
this is Brady, fam. Brady.
you hire them people to sort it out for you, even if they're bothered with their other team, whatever it is. Like, you hire people. And we always say, well, Man United, you hire them people to sort them deals out. I mean, I think Liverpool, have they bought Ben Davies from Preston or something as well?
That's the next one. They bought another
like a little deal that like we've not heard anything about until recently, and that could prove to be a brilliant sign. And we don't see United going for anything like this. It's just going to be nothing, and then in the summer it's probably going to all build up for ages around Sancho again. We might actually sign him this summer, but Ollie's crying out for a right winger. He's crying out for a centre half. I mean, he won't play people off his bench, as KG was saying. Mm-hmm. I mean, doesn't that click something in your brain? Oh, we need to do something in January because we're in a good position and it could possibly lead to somewhere else. But nah, they don't think. They just think, oh, he's playing Lindelof and Maguire every week. Oh, he must really trust them. Let's just keep going like that. We've got Phil Jones coming back. Ferguson said he was brilliant. We'll just keep it like that. It's just actually mind-numbing.
I remember when Fergie said that Phil Jones could be the next England captain.
He could have done Edwards.
Yeah. But there you go. It happens. Aram says the fact the pink boots Jones has made his way back into the squad is a joke. Why do we keep embarrassing ourselves? 1 step forward, 10 back. Guys, you know what I do, yeah? I got to give both sides of the coin and stuff, yeah? And I'm just giving you guys food for thoughts, and you guys in the comments, you guys watching at home.
There we go.
Okay, because KG's the best at this. Kabak, I know KG hasn't seen him play. I know he hasn't.
No,
yeah, best to admit she hasn't too.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, right, are we doing a little bit of the like, when you're a kid and another kid gets new toys, you've got your toys, but it's like just because they're getting new toys, you just think those toys are the shit. You're like, oh, they're getting new toys. But is there an argument? Shut it down if you don't think so. I'm saying, is there an argument that actually Solskjaer believes he's got a settled squad? He's got his main targets ready for summer. He's not just going to rush and get a Ben Davies for 2 million from Preston. He's not just going to rush. We looked at Casado. We looked at Casado, and we went, nah, actually, you're just not what we want. Then he ended up at Brighton. You know, I'm not saying they looked at Kabak. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, is there not an argument to say that maybe these players ain't for us?
Okay, so on the toys argument, yeah, you know, where's our toys, bro? I hear you talking about these toys. There you go. Our toys are better than that Minamino toy. Cool. But I remember our club telling us that Bruno Fernandes was not good enough. Do you remember that? They said it's not value for money. Now, that was before. That was like the end of the transfer window. I never forget. They said Bruno Fernandes, not good enough at all. Yeah, he's not worth the money. They're not sure about him. All our scouts that watched him for weeks and weeks, they were lying. He was good enough, perfect value for money. We could have paid more, you know. And this is what this club does. Again, I want to take some of what you're saying into consideration about, you know, do you just sign everyone? Because we saw the Chelsea experiment. Chelsea signed the whole of world football. They just done Football Manager and brought in everyone. So far, it has not worked. But that was with Lampard. You don't know if the new manager comes in and inherits great toys, if you want to call it that. You know, you don't know if Kai Havertz is going to come to the party. You don't know if, what do you call it? Who's the other? They got so many players over there.
Yeah.
They got a bag of players.
Yeah, well,
but the problem is we're not in the conversation because basically it's like coming to one of them nurseries, bruv, and all the toys are broken, fam. You know, when like you look at Phil Jones, bruv, that's a broken toy. That's toys with no legs, bruv. What's that toy doing, bruv? No one plays with it, bruv. You know what I mean? It's like Toy Story when Andy goes when Woody goes yeah, that's what our toys look like. Roll on them, man. Oh my god,
Useless, absolutely useless.
Some of people in the comments were kind of laughing, saying, "Flex, you don't even believe what you're saying." Too. Listen, I'm just bringing the argument. I'm just bringing it.
I get why you wouldn't want to like panic buy. Do you know what I mean? Like panic buy, like. And I know
we used to go mad at that, innit? We used to say like they're just throwing money after everyone. They're not thinking about it. So then when they don't do it, we're like, "Why are you not getting this person? You let them get them." When we're like, "Well, we ain't even seen these guys play."
The thing is, though, if you've got like a piece of of something that's broken and you're waiting ages to like pre-order it or something, and it finally comes out for pre-order, you should have planned it in ages ago what you're going to do, and then you come to January and you order it and you get it because we need a centre half till summer. We can't go on like this, but instead, no, they come to it and they look at the website and like, oh no, everyone's already bought what I need because I've not even looked at it. And that's what we are because we don't plan ahead and it's so frustrating. But we're all used to it now, aren't we?
You know what it is? That's the point right there, you know. Our club, treat the transfer they treat transfers as if they don't know the dates. Like, they always wake up and like, wait, it's deadline day. Oh, shit, one. No, what have you lot been doing all this time? So I get that, me and you. I'm not a scout. The only time I do my scouting work is my YouTube scouting work.
Compilations, come on.
All they play us in the Champions League. Yeah.
Sometimes you don't even do that. You just go off everyone else saying why we should.
No.
That's what you done with Jude Bellingham.
Go on Twitter and you see that this person's trending. You go, oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I do that.
Or you check his stats on FIFA as well. You do that too.
That's FIFA.
Oh, everyone's guilty for. I don't love FIFA, but everyone's guilty for looking at FIFA.
Everyone is because no one
can't do that.
Some people don't even have BT and Sky Sports about you watching every game. Shut your mouth, bro. Stop lying, bro.
I was playing FIFA today. I just got my FIFA up and working for a little while. Yeah. I saw that Alex Tellers is at 84 and Luke Shaw's at 81. That's what I'm saying. So FIFA's a very nuts game. You can't just go on there.
Everyone complained about the ratings this year, haven't they?
Yeah,
I didn't even realize.
They do Man United dirty. Even the fact that Greenwood looks like somebody else. So let's not even get into that.
Just not any mixed race guy. Yeah, you just don't know who he is.
Any light-skinned guy. They just said, yo, put him in. Damn it. No, this club, again, it goes into transfer deadline days and they're not prepared. That's the biggest issue. Like, yes, the Cavani thing worked. That was a deadline. That was almost, you were desperate. Signed the Cavani. I think that was a good deal. But you just think to yourself, they should have been able to see from when would they have been able to, from around November, December times, they should have realized, guys, something could be happening here. Should we get a player to back Oli? Has Oli been backed in this window? And the answer is no. Is that the way you treat a manager fighting for a title? And we all know the answers to that question.
The thing is, though, are they even going to back him in summer? Because they didn't really this summer. And as I was saying the other I think it was yesterday on the Night Show, City, Chelsea, all these teams, they're going to spend big again this summer. They just are, because they've got the money and they've got the ambition. And if we're not careful here, we've gone like 2 transfer windows now without really doing anything to improve our first 11. Realistically, none of them getting Bar Cavani, and we're going to get left behind. It's going to be this, and people get tired as well. You need freshness into the squad to like boost the mentality. And obviously, there's all these rumours circulating around Sancho. The players hear that stuff, and then when nothing happens, it puts like a downer on the whole team as well. And it's just, it is frustrating. If we don't do something soon, we are going to get left behind. But then I saw Ollie talking about obviously that Joe Hugel and Amad Diallo and saying, oh, they could be ready to come through soon. And it's like, that's just, as you're saying, bullshit. Like, it's not going to happen. They just feed us this stuff to get us excited about players, and it's just the same thing every week. But he can't actually mean this stuff, because otherwise he'd have a bench and he'd use the players, but he doesn't. So,
now, if you think that Diallo's playing, and now he hasn't started Donny van der Beek, get out. He's not playing. Like he said, the beginning of the season, he said, Mengi looks ready. Mengi's at Derby now. Yeah, I mean, like, this is who our manager is. So, I'm glad that you lot caught on to Oli does tell lies. It's just a thing that every manager all the time. Every manager does it, but Oli is a specialist when it comes to this thing, because we're not going to see these players. Even the other day, he said that there's a good chance that we might see Diallo in the coming games. Yeah. Bro, we played all those coming games, Sam. Not a sniff. Not even on the team, like on the bench. It's not.
No, he literally said today in his press conference when he got asked it again, he was like kind of beating around the bush for ages, and he was like, he's not ready yet, but like it will be soon. It's like, just, you're gonna keep saying this all the time.
I don't want to take the pressure off him though, like just because he knows all the fans. We're just like right wing, get him in. He's highly tipped. Is he just trying to do that whole like he's not even that ready yet? He's just, you know what I mean, just trying to take the pressure off
the board. He was taking the pressure off the board.
Go
ahead.
I also think Diallo's like mad confident. He did that Panenka penalty in the under-23s game, and he looks like he's hungry to try and get into this first team. I think players like that, I don't obviously know him very well yet, they believe in themselves and they want to come into the team and they want to show everybody. So I don't think it's necessarily pressure on the player. I think it's exactly what KG is saying. It's pressure off the board, because he knows himself they're not doing anything.
Couple super chats just quickly. Frederick Larson says, why the hate on VNL? He's often better than Maguire. Why don't you put the heat on the attack that doesn't move? Cavani is the only one that runs. Jabai says, Glazers killed all my love for this club. When are we going to get rid of them clowns? We have so much money or dollars they've put, but don't use it. They are holding us back. All the Glazers talk 100%. And Nate H says, great to see Beth with Biggie and Puff Daddy. We'll take that.
Go on then.
And Chris says, Pankhurst says, is the latest member of the...
Wait. What? Am I the big one? Am I? You calling me fat?
You'll be...
I'll
end up being big, innit? I think I was like, wait, hold on. But yeah, go on.
I'll be P. Diddy. Chris Pankhurst is the latest member of the United Stand Members Club. Big up to you as well. Actually, another one. I want to talk about a couple of the young players. Yeah, I know Beth's only got like five or 6 minutes left. The couple of young players. Obviously, Mengi's gone out to Derby County, which is where Rooney is. So Rooney will know, how highly tipped we think Mengi is. So it'll be great for him to get some championship experience. You've got Brandon Williams, actually, who Solskjaer's like, nah, he's going to stay. He's not going to go out on loan. Hasn't been getting games. Is that down to... So first of all, how do you think Mengi would do at Derby? And Brandon Williams staying, do you think that is down to the fact that we couldn't secure another right back to give any competition to Wan-Bissaka?
Who's that for?
Yeah, Beth.
I think what it is we were interested in Max Aarons. The board's kind of pulled away from it like they do with everything. And obviously they're saying, oh, Dallow's doing really well at AC Milan. When he comes back in the summer, we're going to have quite a few right backs, especially if Brandon Williams comes back on loan. He comes back. So I think they've just thought, we're going to keep Williams as a backup to Wan-Bissaka. So, because if we didn't, we'd be stuck playing Tuanzebe or Lindelof as a right back, which nobody wants to see. So that's the reason why Williams has stayed. I feel sorry for him because I think he should have gone out and got some first team experience. I don't think he'll be anywhere near the first team unless it's a Europa League or Wan-Bissaka gets injured, which he's not very injury prone, so I don't think it'll happen. And then with Mengi going on loan, I'm so happy that that's happened because I see so much potential in him, and there's been so much potential with him throughout the whole. We keep getting told he's nearly ready for the first team. He's really nearly ready for the first team, and I think that experience in the Championship, getting used to first team football, because I generally think the Championship's such a good league. You know, I think it challenges like La Liga in my
league. Tough league.
It's a great league, and especially playing under Rooney, who's like a United legend. I think it'll be great for him, and hopefully he'll show what he can do and he'll come back and he might actually get a chance because he's only young and he's got so much potential, hasn't he?
He won't get a chance.
Do you know he'll get a chance at Derby?
No, he's gonna play here. He's gonna play there. He's gonna come home and it doesn't matter.
It's gonna be 23 again.
He's going to be
just quickly before it times out. Yasser says, shows the job Ollie is doing. No matter how frustrating Ollie is, he is literally has us challenging without being backed. It's actually mad, to be honest. That's, you got to shed some light on Ollie. Yeah, I hear that. And Martin says, KG, what would you say is worse? Being so reckless that you end up doing a madness, or doing a madness by deciding to be persistently reckless?
That's a dope question, but I need to go Tesco to answer that one. So that one needs. No deal. Going.
No deal. Yeah, he hasn't. Yeah. Mourinho's holding him captive. We'll talk about that as well. Chris George says Macbeth and Flex on Arsenal's great business. We will talk about Arsenal. They've done some. We are going to talk about a lot of the other teams as well. Of what they've done, because it might affect us. Bill Ingram says, I hope the teams does so well that KG stops sounding reckless and instead sounds like a realist.
Bill, leave me alone, bro.
I was going to say, KG, are you Ollie out again yet or not?
No. I'm on this train in it till the end. Yeah, it's mad though, because again, the board, and I like to see in the free seats. Let me know how much has been our net spend over these last 4 or 5 transfers. I'd really be interested in that, because that's when we'll understand kind of what direction the club is moving at. Now, you see that thing you're speaking of. Ollie is smart. He's part of the machine. He understands this is a dream job, so he's never going to push back at it too much. You see the difference of Mourinho's gone to Tottenham, and I think we can all agree Mourinho's been backed. It'll be interesting to see what happens the next season. But then Mourinho's an agitator. So he's going to ask for what he wants, or he's going to throw his toys out the pram. Sometimes he does that at the state of the club. Sometimes he'll say, like, when we was on tour, I think it was in America or something, 60 mil net spend, that's what they're saying. That's interesting. Okay. So when we was on tour, Mourinho's like, I don't have anything. You know what I mean? We can't do it. He was
wanted to centre back then, as he wanted to centre back.
Angry from the beginning of time, but then he was sending a message to the club. Sometimes, as I said again, he can do it at his own peril. Ollie's not going to do that, and what Ollie's going to do is going to cover. As soon as I knew that Diallo was very interested. We signed Diallo last transfer window, yeah, and I knew they're going to try and roll this out in January and be like, look at this kid. Amazing. Did you see all the things we started seeing, like interviews from him, all of this stuff, because it feels like it's something brand new? No, bro. We bought that on layaway, fam. It just came just now. Like, this is, I don't know what you lot playing that. So now we get a lot of Diallo news. And all of a sudden, it kind of goes quiet again.
You forget that we actually bought him in summer.
This is it. They, on the deadline day, they put a picture of we signed Donny van der Beek, Cavani, Ahmed, and Breeze. Yeah, they had all these 4 signings. Even Pelestri was very disrespectful. They had a big little, the picture to be like, oh, look at this player, bro. Yeah. This kid, I don't even know if he comes to Carrington, fam.
Well, he's gone to Alaves. He's gone out on loan now as well.
So
Can you imagine?
they advertise it as if it's actually a first team signing, but it's like, no, it's literally the same as buying Joe Hugill from Sunderland for 300k. Like, it's the same kind of thing because they're going into the under 23s, but they're trying to sell us. They're trying to sell us a dream. It's a business, isn't it? But
no, but that's disrespectful because we said, Pelestri, there's no chance.
Yeah, he's not getting in.
But then
can't wait to see Pelestri come out the right wing.
There you go. Because of the picture and the way they introduced it to us, we got gassed, bro. That kid is not playing. We got more hope of seeing Tai Chung this season.
Chris Pankhurst says, big up Flex, KG and Beth. Maguire and Matic need to be sold. Sancho, Upamecano and Camavinga in Champions 2022. And Bill Ingram says, I hope this team does so well that it stops KG sounding reckless. Oh, no, we read that one already. Beth, I know you got to shoot. So listen, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, and hopefully, Sancho's done 11:59. Hire the right winger tomorrow. Nah, it'll be Phil Jones holding up the shirt on Instagram. He's our signing. Right, I'll let you know. Have a good stream.
Yeah, nice one. Take care.
Later.
Right, we'll drop a bomb for him. Let's go.
Yeah, another done deal. Yedlin, Newcastle right back to Galatasaray. So he's obviously not been getting in at Newcastle as well. It's just really nuts when you look at what's going on because I don't know if it's because I just looked at it from a long way off and thought I just know we're not going to do anything in January.
Yeah,
I could just feel it. Frederick says last year Maguire and Lindelof was second best in the league in conceded goals, only beaten by Liverpool, but still they aren't good enough. What do you want? Do you know what? That's a weird question, No, wait there. I'm going to read out the next but hold that right there. Joshua Bowater says the Scousers buying a centre back that spits at people may as well keep a habit among defenders. Okay, we got through the super chats there. Basically, back to this one.
Bring that one back.
Basically, what he's saying, KG, is last year Lindelof and Maguire, had the second best defensive record, in the league. Obviously, that league we finished 33 points, whatever, behind Liverpool. But in terms of conceding goals, he's saying, they're doing well. This year, you could argue, this is just a different viewpoint, KG, so hear it out. This year, you could argue that we got to top of the league or in and around it, title challenge with Lindelof and Maguire for the majority, with Bailly coming in for about 4 or 5 games, and now he's injured again. So what people who maybe think that Lindelof and Maguire, the partnership maybe isn't the problem, aren't they entitled to kind of have that viewpoint, considering when the partnership of what we all don't want has played, we've actually finished third, done okay, then kicked on, been in and around a title race. You're saying 20 and 21, 21 and 21 with those two there. Do you think Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire watching this show, if they're watching it, would they be entitled to say, why are they hating on us? Like, we do our thing.
I hope, you know what? Then that's the spirit of, when they say I've got the spirit of tie and delusion, if they believe, that they are like because let's break it down. The games where it's gone wrong, they have been culpable. Yeah, the games where I can think of them. Sevilla last season. Yeah, what's it called? What was that tournament called? Europa League. Yeah, FA Cup. When you get them players slower than Maguire getting to the front post. I don't want to hear, do you think we're being mistreated or hard done by? No, you lot have let us down time and time again. Yeah, the fact that one thing I can say is good about Lindelof is he's not getting bullied as much as he used to. People used to target him. Can you imagine?
He's been quite steady, I think.
He's been decent. He's been good, but then not good enough. This is the thing. So there was a moment when we had Pereira in our team, and Jesse Lingard. It was good, and they were helping us out. We weren't like all the way out of things, but could it be better? Yes. And that's all we're asking for as fans. You guys are decent and it helps, but we want to go a step higher. We want to see that, look, we're here to stay. The game against, I know that was Twanzebe and Maguire, but That situation that happened against Sheffield United should never happen. Especially when I look at Maguire, what I want from Maguire, I imagine because he's not blessed with blistering speed, he's got a great touch. He knows how to he can play like long, he can play the diagonal balls. He's quite decent like that. But then the issue is, I thought that he'd come and give us he'll be vocal at the back and organize, which is what players that have it, what they lack. Yeah, you expect him to have those attributes. He does not. You know, then you look at Lindelof and you say, wait, have you got a communication attribute in you? Can I trust that you could organize and tell Wan-Bissaka where to be at all times? No, you cannot. So I've got two players in here that are not vocal enough, that kind of do what they're talking on the pitch. It's a bit worrisome for me. That even when you look at other players as well, that they're just a bad partnership. I don't care who plays, but we know we're going to play the 80 million player.
Brendan says, people went on about other managers not using youth players. I can't remember youth players coming through the ranks with Oli this season. I think it's difficult to keep bringing them. You know, it's tough. It's tough. I mean, we've bought a youth player in Amad Diallo, who's, you know, for a lot of money. So we're still looking to do it. In terms of homegrown, I get it. He's obviously looked at it like Laird wasn't ready, Mengi wasn't ready. And, you know, are they going to come and dislodge Wan-Bissaka? PJ says last year's defensive record was only because they are overly protected. Are Liverpool's that protected though? Apples and oranges. So okay, so you're basically saying they get a lot of protection. So basically what you were saying, KG, is the reason why until we address this centre back situation, we're going to keep being in this. Ronald says Ricky has a thing against Bruno. He talks about Mata and Dan James like the guy who says his gal is perfect only when she's around, even if it ain't true. Blue Monster, how many points do you think we should have had by now if we would have had if we signed Sancho in the summer? All love from South Africa. I think that's really difficult when you say the hypotheticals.
Oh my God, this club is a joke sometimes, you know.
And now you don't think Sancho's going to come either?
He's not coming.
Josh King to Fulham or Torino. We'll talk about that in a second. Chris says Maguire is constantly let down. He is not the captain. Let down. He is not the captain. Lacks organisation skills. Should be Lindelof and Bailly as the partnership. And let me go through. Yeah, I think we're good. Smash a like on the video, guys. Smash a like on the video.
Wait.
What you got?
No, there was a loser. Wait, hold on. I'm just going to find him because I think I need to give him his moment in the sun. Oh, man. It's gone. Someone was like, oh, KG, you're all right. It was funny the first time you did it, but you've done it 600 times. Time to move on, mate. Well, I've been doing it for longer than you imagine. I've been doing it for long time on this channel, bro. I started that 8 years ago, dickhead. Sorry, I just wanted to get that out there. And just because of the...
All right.
What a loser. Thank you, though. That was good. I needed that.
Why are you like this?
No, just because I just saw it in the receipts and I was like, oh, bless him. Yeah, I mean, but I've been doing it for years. My daughter does it, bro. I'm like, Eddie, and she's like, all right.
Daley Smith, who's got to be a Liverpool fan, says, be real, you guys just want Van Dijk.
Love Van Dijk, bro.
Every team wants a Van Dijk. You can't, you know what I mean? What can you say? What can you say to that? Josh King to Fulham or Torino. I remember Mark Goldbridge on the street.
Josh King over Cavani. Mark is wild.
Big up Mark Goldbridge. He owns it now and has a laugh. Bloody Josh King. Bloody Cavani. What we doing? He's 33. What we doing? I'd rather have bloody Josh King than Cavani.
Useless. Absolutely useless.
He did say that. But look, all is fair in love and war in it. It's one of them. But pissed.
What?
That pissed that we never ever got him?
Hey, Josh King, bro, Enjoy yourself, bro. Enjoy your flight. I hope it's a smooth one. Like, again, Josh King, I hate saying no disrespect and being disrespectful because it always...
because you do that all the time.
No disrespect, yeah. But literally, I don't want him here. You know, it was not your portion to be a part of this team. We should be going on the up. And how it looks to me is one thing you can praise Ollie for is he's actually clearing the deadwood. You know, there's been a lot of deadwood at this club. He's clearing it. Now, I think it's too soon. I know someone asked about Brandon Williams earlier. Yeah. We need to give him time. You know me, I've been agenda driven with Brandon. Let's give him time. Let's just have a look. Is he good? Is he a good cover? I believe so. But Delo can come back still. So we don't know. You know, I think that shows faith in Brandon that we didn't send him anywhere in this window. But at the same time, it says it shows faith, but Wan-Bissaka is always available. And Brandon really is third choice. He's the third choice right back because it goes Wan-Bissaka, then Twanzebe, and then Brandon. You know, he should be looking to get some Europa League games. That's where he should be thinking about getting extra football. But I don't imagine Brandon playing more than, I can't see him playing 7 games this season, you know.
Unless there's a big injury or something.
Unless there's that would hurt.
If Wan-Bissaka gets injured for any period of time and we've only got Twanzebe, then obviously the fact that Ollie's kept in here.
And I'm telling you right now, yeah, Wan-Bissaka and even Shaw, I would say, they cover up for Lind. You will see how terrible our centre backs are. If you take Wan-Bissaka out of our team, watch how we get attacked. It will not be nice. You know,
Chinmay says, guys, even with our best, we can't reach 100 points as City and Liverpool can with their squads. We haven't got enough goals. I still feel our defense is okay, but we miss three or four chances per match. And Maguire headers, yeah, he needs to keep scoring them. We need
that, you know. Huh? That. Maguire's finding the back of the net in the air, you know. He's had like 3 games.
He done it once the other day in the comeback against Sheffield United before we end up losing.
Burnley.
Yeah, obviously disallowed, but he did do it.
He still scored.
But they're few and far between. He needs to improve, man. There's more headers that he gets that go wide than even are on target and are forcing saves. I'm not saying you should score from every single header, of course not. But the clear, almost like in basketball when you get the open look. You need to be hitting the shot, bro. Like you need to. And he gets free a lot in the box, and it just goes wide. Just doesn't. Either jumps too early, heads wide, and we want better from him because we know he can do it. We need a right wing back and a 9. I want to talk about this one, KG. This is a no deal, Sergio Ramos to Man United. Now, this was an interesting one because it's like that typical cliche of mention Man United, get a better deal. I remember when Godin done it at Atletico Madrid, and that was under Jose. It looked like we might get him, and then he went off to somewhere else, or we might have even signed an extension. I can't remember. Anyway. But then there was a conversation at one point. You know what it's like when things are speculation. But when it's speculation, it's not lying. It's talking about what might be, or even if it might not, what it would look like if it did. It's just hypotheticals. But Ramos to United, some people were saying, boy, that could have like given us a bit of, you know, winning mentality, experience to come straight in, even if it's for like an 18-month, 2 years. But for you, is that like was never interested, was never going to happen, don't care? Or could you have seen something in that?
The only way I do that move is if I have all intentions of dropping Maguire. So I'd play him next to a very hold on 1 second.
It's gone to a maybe. I think Roy's just changed it to a maybe.
I just got to do this for the free seats. All right, cool. Now let's get back into it. Now, Sergio Ramos had it switched for and we were going to drop Maguire, which I know we was never going to do. Because can you imagine Sergio Ramos and Maguire next to each other? Would you enjoy that as a partnership?
No. Sergio Ramos is solid and is an amazing reader of the game. You don't achieve what he's achieved in the game if you're not a world-class defender. However, at his age now, and he's not renowned for being massively quick. The same way we say Lindelof and Maguire don't match attribute-wise. I think for different reasons, because obviously Ramos is world class, but for different reasons, I don't think that would match. I agree with you.
No, so there you go. So it doesn't work. So that means you have to pull out a Maguire, which is never happening, to bring in a Sergio Ramos with a, let's say, with a Bailly. I think he could even help. He could mentor. I think Sergio Ramos would mentor Twanzebe well, and even the right back, because he's played there. His early years, he was out. He was a like a wing back. Do you know what I mean? I keep saying wing back. It's just, what do you call it? Fullback.
Fullback.
He's a fullback. So I think he would have been good, but it's never happening. The reason why I like him is he's dangerous in the air and he's a total leader. Yeah. And when it comes to being a bastard in the game, he knows it. It's part of him, you know, and anyone that can upset the Liverpool fan base, I would just naturally like, you know, but I never got excited. Like, I never even looked at my phone once to check, you know, when you write Ramos, United.
Yeah, to see what's going on.
I know, I knew immediately that's not happening. Now they're talking about, what's it? I always say this person's name wrong and you lot hate me for it, but he's the player that plays with Upamecano. He's his partner, Kanade. I'm going to say Kanade, yeah? I know that's wrong, but I'm just going with it. Did you see that was linked to him today? Just because they know what they're doing with us. They know that as fans, we're upset. We know that we're not going to sign. We're not going to sign Upamecano. Upamecano's not coming in the summer, unfortunately. Really, really sucks. He's not coming. So
what about that though, KG? Chris says would never happen, but imagine Maguire learning from Ramos though? That would be fire. Do you think he could learn from Ramos, or is it like you see Maguire has limitations that he can't?
Hey, when your captain needs to learn, it is long. Yes.
Useless. Absolutely useless.
What the hell is he learning, bro? You're the captain.
He might learn pace.
That's like me looking at Usain Bolt and be like, I think I could try that.
No, I'm going to be respectful. You're disrespectful.
Wait. How do you learn pace?
Because it's all about what you eat. It's all about, you know what I mean, your mindset. Sometimes if you believe you're faster than you are and tell yourself you're fast, it's all about mentality sometimes.
How do you learn pace, bro? Just looking at that saying, yeah, I can do that. What do you do? You go lower.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
I know it's nuts. Hey,
someone read Goldberg, tell him to take his keys back, man. We actually might have to stop getting let on it.
So he can learn. What else is he gonna learn, bro? What else can he learn?
Winning mentality, though. Winning mentality, you know what I mean? How to be a captain, leader, extraordinaire.
What you're saying, yeah? In 8, because how long's the deal? Because I'm just gonna poo-poo this thing. I'm gonna be the poo in the pool. I'm gonna have to so he's got 18 months. You're telling me right now, yeah, our captain, Maguire, is gonna learn Spanish in 18 months enough to understand how to communicate. Now he's communicating another language. Yeah, which is a mess. Yeah. He has to learn a new language and then now deliver and then learn pace as well. Get out.
You can learn pace, man.
Absolutely useless.
I'm playing, guys. I'm playing. Some people, hey, listen, some people in the comments are really going for it. Flex, you can't actually learn that. Guys, I expect this kind of like stupidity from football Twitter. Like when you tweet something in a sarcastic way and they don't get it. You guys in the comments, you can see what I'm saying and how I'm saying. You can't really think. Come on, guys. Do I have to put a disclaimer out for that? Come on, guys. You're better than that.
Someone said this is his coaching. Harry, make your legs move faster. Fantastic. Listen to the coach. I enjoyed that.
You know, turning quicker, can like practice turning, can learn how to turn faster.
Bro, he's our captain of the biggest club in English.
Yeah, but he's still learning. He never chose to be the captain.
Okay. Well, it's just I'd be like, wait, if you came up to me and said, you know what, I'm gonna teach you stuff. Bro, I'm gonna teach you.
So how do sprinters get faster then? If you can't learn to be faster.
No, because that has to be there. Some part of it has to be there, bro. What's wrong with this guy? Man said, wait. Hey, Flex. Someone said, imagine him being as quick as Mbappe after a couple of lessons.
Big up Chris, he's come back. He says, you guys are hilarious. I meant defensive awareness, better head in leadership. Come on, man. Chris, we're playing. We're only joking.
We're taking
because actually, if you look at a player like Sergio Ramos, this is all like just facts here. You will learn off him. Like he's that good. Like do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, he's brilliant. But then you hope, like, our players are playing with Cavani, and obviously the lesson.
I'm taking it off. I'm not reading that.
Take it off, and it's not necessary.
Taking it off. No, because one thing I don't like is if people's appearance, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, because it's not nice, bro.
It's not nice. It's not nice.
Yeah.
I don't mind critiquing like he can't run for, but something like, you know, his appearance or the way someone looks and stuff, I just think it goes into like you just slag them,
bro. It's not nice. It's like when people talk about my hairline. Like, I know it's gone, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean, don't laugh, Lex. Don't laugh. Hold it.
Oh, there you go. You can't learn leader mentality. Either you have it or you don't. Same goes for pace.
Yeah. Do you know what I hate? This is the line that I hate. Yeah, and Mark does it a few times, and I'm like, how do you know though? You know when someone says, "Yo, he's lost a yard of pace," like someone wakes up. I think that's just bullshit, you know, because you don't just wake up. Like, let's say now, Flex, have you lost a yard of pace?
I have. No, but you can use it.
No, but you've had another birthday, so you just turn like, so as soon you turn 30, you're like, oh, I'm slower. No, it doesn't work like that. You don't just wake up and use a yard of pace. No, bruv. It's nonsense.
So when does it happen? Over years?
It happened gradually, bro.
So you can say in the last 2 years you've lost some pace.
Bro, I'm a whole athlete, fam. You telling me I've lost a yard of pace till I just woke up at 30? Bullshit, fam. I must have been never quick. Or like, cause how do you know? You even got a bleep test to check it. You just look. They do. Bro, piss off, bruv. When do we see the bleep test? What do you call it? Results?
When Lukaku puts them out on the internet, exposing it. That's when we see it. When Lukaku 6'9's up the thing. Lil Yo-Yo says, how you man forgetting Sir Felipe Jonas? Oh, it's gone. Oh, hold on.
Sorry, man.
How you man forgetting Sir Felipe Jonas, world-class elite centre-back, will make us win 10 back-to-back titles, says Lil Yo-Yo. Obviously just being, you know, ironic. It's not going to happen. We got Jay to bring in shortly. He's waiting in the wings, guys. That's going to be the next guest for today. Let's get out to this super chat here. John Bruno is the new scapegoat, says, I think the reason why people try to criticize Bruno after every game is they want Bruno to be a scapegoat like Pogba was. Yeah. That's very true.
Bruno at all costs.
100%.
Again, we have to protect Bruno at all costs. Like, one day, yeah, I'm going to have a conversation. I'm going to call Rick and be like, bro, like, I understand, but come, let's have a conversation about this.
And there's another super chat here just before we come into Jay and welcome him into the show. And that is Dougie United says, any thought on Man United signing Mope?
Why do you want him? It's like, I'd rather have the guy that wears the headbands at Newcastle. Yeah. You know, headband looks like a vote of football.
So Maximin.
Maximin. Yeah. I'd rather have him. If I was to choose, you know, like just take anything that was kind of below the level, that's who I'd go for. Grant says, hi Flex, United sleeping while Liverpool closing on 20 20-year Kabak from Schalke, Glazers out. And Shaikh says the only thing Ramos can teach is how to get a new contract in your club by using other clubs. Our players don't need it because we will always give a new contract. Jay, welcome.
Gentlemen, how are we doing? How are we today?
We are on Transfer Deadwood Day. How are you doing?
How's Jay?
I'm the same training as you guys. I said it back in January the 1st. It's sabotage if we don't get a player in this transfer window, and it's come to pass. I refuse to get brought into, who are we going to sign? We're not going to sign anybody. The only talk we're getting of is we're going to sign this summer. And you know what? If we're into 5 players, we might get 1. I watched the last couple of minutes of your piece with Beth KG, and somebody put in a comment about net spend. So for you and everyone watching, I did some research on it for you. Okay.
Thank you.
This is going over the last 5 years, and I've already compared us and City. Okay. So over the last 5 years, okay, This is us now. We have spent 611 million pounds on players. We have sold 232.2. So therefore, over the last 5 seasons, our net spend per year is 75.8 million. City, on the other hand, their net spend is 101.1 million. So they've spent 25 million more than us per season. Over 5 seasons is 125 million pounds, which basically is 2 players or 1 absolute baller player. These are facts and stats that can't be argued with. I spent 20 minutes trying to find this shit, okay? There you go.
This is what I'm talking about. This is who Jay is, bro. The person, and we can't deny this now. That's out there. And again, when you see the money that we're talking about and the money that we spent a lot of money on players that might not have been valued. You know, when but 60, a club that's spending on average 60 million, and that's probably more than one signing potentially, right? A club that's doing that in this day and age of football is not trying to compete at the highest level. Personally, that seems like a mid-table. I want to talk about that. Feels like a Leicester net spend. You know, Leicester kind of trying to get in and amongst Europe. We're supposed to be one of the biggest clubs in the world, but we don't operate like it. And let's say that you don't even want to go out and sign everyone and spend your money on all the best talent in the world. Then why are we not just in the market trying to find players that can come into the team? Not go to Carrington and go on loan. I'm talking players that are like what Liverpool have done today. Liverpool signed players, and best believe we're going to see them starting soon. That's what's going to happen. That's going to be the difference of our team to theirs. And it over and over again, we keep Rice.
But are Liverpool only not doing this because they got loads of injuries? If Liverpool didn't have the injuries they did, do you think they'll be getting these players in January?
Do we not have injuries? They might as well be some of the players. And again, no disrespect, but there's a lot of disrespect in what I just said.
Stop saying no disrespect, because you mean nothing but disrespect. This is why you're a nuts person.
Wait. There's no disrespect, but there's some disrespect because there's certain players you're like, what are you doing here? Like, you're not helping. I can't look to you to be like, can you come on and help us? Not a chance, you know? And again, we have to look at you have to look at Woodward, the Glazers. Luckily, we are in a good position. But then Jay will tell you right now, that position looked kind of false. You know, if you look at the form table, we have to get things cracking ASAP because other teams are coming. It's a problem. I'm not flip-flopping. Listen, just in case, I know I'm the voice of positivity, but when we talk about the board, there's nothing positive about this board.
100%.
There's nothing.
Jay, I'm gonna come straight to you after these super chats. Gwydion says Kuende or Kanade, like you say, whatever. 60 million plus Rice 60 million plus 90 million, 210 million. Sell Pogba for 70 million. Lingard, Pereira, Dallo, Romero 40 million, 100 million next spend. Easy work. If only it was that simple for Manchester United. And the next super chat here is from Santiago. Says Ticketillo would be a good rotation right winger, right back, 30 million buyout clause. Wolves looked at him since he won best player of the league at club of Porto last season. I've never seen him play. If it's a real player and you're not winding me up, I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to do a KG.
His name's Kunde, by the way. I heard his name. I think so. Everyone keeps... Hold on. Let's work out how to say this man's name because it's pissing me off that none of us say it right.
Go and get the little thing where it breaks down the syllables. The thing.
Someone do the syllable thing for us, man.
While you do that, Somto says, did you hear the latest Sergio Ramos news? They say he chose us. Now, Jay, for you, you look at Liverpool getting a centre half now, maybe 2. You look at Casado, who's gone to Brighton. There was talks of him coming to United. Now, look, it could be that United looked at it and went, not for us, we'll pass. That does happen. Or we were just inept, which also happens. Are you gutted about missing out on some of these players in particular? Or are you more frustrated at the fact that they haven't gone and just got other places. And Gelson Fernandez, I think that's the one from Spurs, I think, who's gone to Galatasaray just then as well.
Okay, I did kind of buy into the Casado deal. 19 years of age, international with Ecuador. You would think the fact that Antonio Valencia, a former player for us, would have been most likely an easier tell him he was go sign for us, and we couldn't close a deal. Let's be fair, guys. I know it's millions, and to guys like us that have been watching, millions and millions, and we'll never get that in our bank accounts. Let's be fair. Well, Flex might, the money he's getting these days. No, but I'm messing. No, but listen, guys, we couldn't close a deal for a player in Ecuador. That is tantamount to the amateurs that we have running this club. We are run as a business, not a football club. And Mark has said it time and time again. We've always said it. That deal was low hanging fruit. We need a CDM, and a CDM that can develop over time. Matic, his legs are gone. Okay, I like Matic, he's prime, but he's the kind of player now you bring on with 10 minutes to go, close the game down. That's what he can do. You don't start him anymore. We need a player to come in, a CDM that can develop. That deal's there to be done. The easiest deal for us to do was to sign a centre half, KG. I heard you where you're on from the French league. Again, lots of low line fruit in the French league. The TV deal has gone tits up on them. They got to sell players. We couldn't do that. So I actually, guys, I've got no faith in our board whatsoever, and most especially Ed Woodward, to do a deal that's going to be a benefit to us chasing top four, let alone a championship. Okay,
is that what we got to remember here? Is that what? Because you know, like when it's been going well, Jay. Someone said it on Twitter the other day, and to be fair, I did. It was a couple of weeks ago when we were top, and I was like, I would hold my hands up because I was in the moment of enjoying it. I was a bit like, oh, I just don't want to talk about that right now. Like, I don't want negativity. I just want to. But fair play. Like, it is actually. Is that what we're seeing now? That it's very easy to get consumed in where we are in the league and being up there, and actually forget the things that we've been frustrated about for so long.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Keji. Go ahead.
So hold on. I've done two things while we're here. So listen, I've got this.
Jules Koundé,
Kundi, bruv. That's how you say his name. I checked Google. And listen, I play it again.
Jules Koundé,
One more.
Jules Koundé.
That's how you say his name. So I'm calling him, bruv. Don't piss me off. And that's the French way. That was a French man saying it as well. Now let's get into shite. What was he talking about?
You don't know.
Okay. I know what it was. Okay.
Yeah. You were doing that.
I've got a little analogy for you, okay? Always been top of the league, okay? It's like, how to put it, you know how there's always that guy that you hung out with, that he never gets the hot bird. He just, no matter what, he can't get it. And then once the sun shines in his ass and he pulls the stunner 9 out of 10. She may have been drunk, he may have been drunk, but sooner or later he pulls her. But he's with her for 2 weeks. She wakes up, she pisses off. That was just been top of the league. None of us thought back in August we would be top of the league. We didn't. Us being top of the league, guys, I firmly believe we're punching above our weight. I think we were. I don't think we've had the squad, the players, or the manager sustained in top of the league. I'm sorry, KG, but I don't think we do. Ole has reached his ceiling with us. He will get us. I think we've scraped top four. We might win an FA Cup. But
you think what? You think we'll get top four on what?
We'll get top four and possibly an FA Cup. But the way that I believe, the way the club is set up, and has been since this took over, we become a bit like Arsenal 10 years ago under Wenger. And we laughed at Arsenal. We did. We laughed at Arsenal. Oh, you're seeing us top four. You aspire to get top four. There's no trophy to get top four. But the way the money in the Premiership is configured, getting top four, if you're an owner, it's like winning a trophy. I did some homework here as well. Okay, last season, guys. Okay, and I've gone from Liverpool win the title right down to Wolves. This was the TV money that was each club got from the Premiership. Liverpool 174.6 million TV rights. City 168. Us 166. Chelsea 160. Leicester 147, and Wolves 144. So, what is the incentive of the ownership to actually win the title? You can spend £300 million or euros on 3 world-class absolute ballers. But if the incentive for them financially is to win 174 million, or probably 200 million this time, the owners, I think that we have, don't set us up to win. They don't give the manager the tools that he needs to win. And whether Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the man for the job or not, we probably never know if he is, because I don't believe he'll ever be given the tools. Another number for you guys, okay? Sports franchises. The biggest sports franchise in the world is my team, Dallas Cowboys. They are worth 5.5 billion. They haven't won a Super Bowl since 1995. Okay? We, on the other hand, we are worth 3.8 billion. I think we're fifth or sixth. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the Glazers club, is worth 2.3 billion. The last time they won a Super Bowl was, I'm looking at my notes here, 2003. They paid Tom Brady 50 million over 2 seasons. Where are they now? Super Bowl next Sunday. I firmly believe once they signed Tom Brady, their focus was putting their eggs into a winning Super Bowl, because I think that is worth more to them financially than us winning the Premiership. That's just my thought on it.
Do you think on that analogy there with how they care so much about the Buccaneers, because this is to do with transfers, because this is all to do with, the lack of spending that we're talking about. Fanud says, Jay for Director of Football at Man United, breaking it down brilliantly. Do you think that their love for that could, if they realised, they could get more money if we was even more successful? Do you think that they could pull out a Brady-esque situation over here by pulling out that, I'm not going to say Sancho, but do you know what I mean? Like
even in De Bruyne,
right?
They think that Brady,
yeah, they might think it's Bruno, yeah.
Okay, we all know how the club was purchased. It was leveraged on 800 billion pounds worth of debt. We're leveraged on debt, and we know that Ed Woodward was one of the bankers instrumental in that deal. So to the Glazers, he is their love child. They love him. Okay, he is, and we know how much he's messed up for us on transfers and paying players. And I'll name the player, Phil Jones, 5-year contract, 80k a week. That's horrendous. I'm sorry. Nobody in the free seats or any of us have a PhD. I don't think any of us have a PhD in financial accounting. Would pay a player like Phil Jones $80 a week in a 5-year deal. You just wouldn't do it. No, it's not. The Glazers bought the Bucks. I did my research here, guys. In 1995 for $192 million. They're now worth 2.3 billion. So they have made their money on the Bucks. Time's over. For us, for them, I believe all we are as a club is to invest the minimum, get top 4, year in year. And listen, guys, go back to transfer markets. Whenever we failed to make top 4, that was a summer where they actually invested because they wanted the Champions League money. When we do finish top 4, that is the year that we don't invest. And our summer transfer this year is testament to that. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's COVID, it's this, it's that. We did have the financial reserves to invest this season. We didn't do it. Now, I don't believe we were ever going to pay the crazy money Dortmund wanted for Sancho, because I don't believe he's worth that money. And I firmly believe that ship has sailed. I'd rather Jack Grealish any day of the week now. But I don't believe Solskjaer will be given the tools. I don't believe any manager will.
And that will you think that will ultimately see him fail?
Can I ask a question?
Ultimately, yes, I think so.
What do you reckon? Let's say that the Buccaneers, is it better for the Buccaneers to win or lose that Super Bowl? Because you say to yourself, they are trying to invest into this deal, right? If they get the return, do they pump more into it, or they say, "Oh, it's Man United's turn now"? Our other investment. Where do you reckon it goes in the Glazers' mind on that one? And I know it's a hard question because we'll never know.
Okay. First and foremost, I hope they don't win. I want Pat Mahomes to win 2nd ring. Okay. Yeah. I love Tom Brady as a player, but I don't want him to win 7 rings. And also,
why?
And also,
to be just keep GOAT status.
Because he plays for the Buccaneers, and I don't want the Glazers to win a Super Bowl. Plain and simple. If Tom Brady was playing for the Dallas Cowboys on the 7th of February, yeah, I want to win the ring. But no, I'm going off topic here. They have Brady in a 2-year, $50 million contract. That's what he's on. They also have Mike Evans, the wide receiver, locked into a long-term deal. they see
50 million in 2 years.
50 million 2-year contract just on one player.
Things different because look at Mahomes' contract. So
and 25 million of that 50 is guaranteed. So if Tom Brady gets injured, and I wish injury in any athlete in any sport, if he gets injured, 25 million is guaranteed no matter what. He gets that. Boom. Good luck and good night. So back to your question, KG. I'm sorry I went off topic there. I believe they are what they think they can set a dynasty with the Bucks.
So you don't think they're anywhere near their plans, or
no?
It's just
I think they see this as a dynasty. They'll probably draft a third. They'll probably draft a third or fourth round draft pick as a backup quarterback next season to play behind Tom Brady, learn from him, and take over Tom Brady. I believe that's what they will do because that's smart business.
shit, man. So that's the problem. So it's because he's there for 2 years. I don't think we're going to see heavy investment from these guys because they're literally their whole plan is the Buccaneers, and we're just a thing. As you said, the TV money from the club is fantastic. So it is a trophy for them. That is a trophy. They're not interested. Oh, it sucks, man. It does suck.
It's the reality. It's the reality of where, like what I'm saying, where we know we've always been at with how the Glazers view the club. That's the most frustrating thing because it's like, even with us doing so well, almost unexpectedly, if we can all agree on that, it's like, they never expected us to get here either. So their thinking isn't going to change along with that. They've proved, like Jay's saying, with the stats and the figures and numbers there, that they've got no intention of doing that. And that is why people who, when we were top of the league and stuff, saying, do not forget about the Glazers, do not let them off the hook. I suppose that's what it comes into. If they were serious, look, I've been quite relaxed about this transfer window in maybe like a naivety. I can admit that. I've got a bit of naivety in terms of, you know what? I'm hoping that because we're in a good situation, maybe they're just looking for the summer and they're going to go and get it. Lo and behold, we're going to get to the summer. I'll probably be on deadline day again, sitting here with all you guys going, we just didn't get it done. So I get it. It's been with a little bit of naivety, but actually now we're on that topic when it kind of naturally came back around to the Glazers and what Jay's saying and what you guys are saying. It's mad true, but it's just a real realization of actually, if we don't break this cycle, who is going to be, like Jay said, whether it's not Solskjaer, whether it is Solskjaer, who is going to be successful under this regime? Because when Ollie was nearly out of the job, potentially, just by the fans, and so I'm not saying they were actually going to pull the plug. I'm just saying when it was a thing, the next question was, yeah, but you bring in a Pochettino, he doesn't get the players he wants, this, that. It's always a common theme, isn't it? So really, I hate to be a killjoy, but, you know, is it going to change, or can we be successful if it doesn't change?
And that's why we need to win the league this season.
KG, I agree. This was our opportunity. Like this season, the league this season, I think it's an anomaly. Everybody is taking points off everybody. And when the likes of Sheffield United can come and embarrass us at home, Brighton embarrass Spurs at the weekend. And it was an embarrassment. Okay, Brighton beating Spurs. I couldn't believe I was watching. It's an anomaly this season. Everybody will beat everybody. We'll drop more points. Man City and KG, I watched back what you were saying on Saturday, and you're right. We psychologically have already given the points to Man City. We have psychologically, we have, and you're actually right, KG. I watched the whole thing back. You're right. Yeah. They haven't won them yet, and therefore we haven't dropped them yet.
That's it. And it's like, even I spoke about Leicester. Remember, I said yesterday, Leicester haven't won that game yet. Like, and then what happened? And
why does that always happen when you say? I remember when it was the last time this happened was when I was going, well, we've got Wolves and Villa over this Christmas period, and Liverpool got West Brom and Newcastle. I mean, that's 6 points. And you went, Flex, they haven't won yet. If you want to tickle Jurgen Klopp's balls, I was like, yeah, but KG. But to be fair, the way you do always have a point when you say that, which pisses me off. You have to just be realistic, but really, you are being realistic because these things are happening.
It has to happen. Like the games have to be played, and then we see, you know. And I was hoping that the wheels would fall off the car with Liverpool with the defensive woes. But then what happens is, I think a DNA of whatever the management was doing will still be there for a while, and it will go. So when who came? It was Roberto. It was Everton. Who replaced Moyes? Martinez.
Yeah.
Roberto Martinez. Remember that season that he done really well with Everton.
Yeah.
Because the Moyes DNA defensively was still there. However, he added to it in an attacking way. Chelsea have done it many times where Jose Mourinho's DNA was all in that team. So defensively, they could do well. Now, with Liverpool, that Virgil van Dijk and how they were defending was still there. Then it just eroded. It took them a lot more games before they had this ball. Now, the problem that we have as a club is they've signed better play. They've signed stopgaps. So you can bring players like Fabinho back into the midfield. You can bring they get stronger now. They've made themselves stronger. And you say to yourself, we could have signed a Benoit Badiashile. I don't know what happened to that player. There's so many players that we could have said, you know what? Let's see how it goes. We already know we're selling. So where's the Rojo money again? Where's any? Because
we're stripping up his contract.
Okay, but then the salary wise, it's not here no more. And as much I laugh at Arsenal a lot, yeah, and because I hate them, yeah. But then what Arsenal have done in this transfer window, you have to sit up and take notice. Ozil's off the books, yeah. They got rid of a lot of their deadwood. Now they're gonna be involved. They got football men at the club. Period. Yeah, we could have tried to sign Odegaard and stuff. He wouldn't have come to us because the people speaking when it's time to do these contracts is different. The people having these conversations, we got bankers, bro. We're never going to get deals over the line because we're not focused on things. Now, if we had football men having conversations, selling a project, because that's all that needs to be done right now. Sell a project. That's why I said we have to win this league this season to get busy. We actually have to win the league, or I don't know if top four is enough because Oli as a name, as a manager on his own, is he good enough? Does that make you as a player? If I'm sitting at home, if I'm Mbappe, do I say to myself, I really want to play for Oli? No. Yeah, unless
you're a project of Man United or unless Ollie's achieved something super like you're saying.
I can't sell. Remember who's selling the project? It's Woodward. Yeah. Woodward's going to say, come man, I'll get you a lot of Instagram views, a lot of followers, loads of money. These players are like legacy. Yeah, so I can't get a big name player for that. I'll get a mercenary. If I say, yeah, just come for the money, it'll be fine. So now, what you need is we need to win something and say this club is back. Who's that gonna be? That's why this season is so important. It's the best season set out to do it, and they cut all these legs off.
Let me just get these super chats out, guys, before we carry on the conversation. There's loads to get through. Smash a like on the video and subscribe. Make sure you do that. Gabriel says it would be in our interest that the Bucks win, even though I want Mahomes to win. The NFL is hard capped, so that might leave extra cash for Ollie. Craig L, big up for the contribution. Where are we going here? There's another one here. It says, Nate H says, Ollie favoritism is going to get him sacked, in my opinion. A lot of people have been talking that, to be fair. Ryan says, question, Jay, what hair product do you use? They want to know.
3.
Really?
3 products, baby. This takes time. This shit takes time, man. This will go.
I put herbal essence in it. It's so good. It's so tingly, bro. If you're bored, try using herbal essence. It's fantastic, bro.
Smooth on the skin.
It's tingly, bro.
Chris says, guys, is there any news of the Glazers selling Man United to Qatar Sports Consortium? Thinking the Bucks will win the Super Bowl because it's fixed. Brady is retired. Listen, there was a little bit on that with the consortium, and it's just went quiet, didn't it? It just didn't. It's not going to happen. Chris says NFL spent work like the league. There is a hard salary cap and profit sharing. So in 2019, the NFL made $15.6 billion. Divide that by 32, and that's what each club got. Salary cap is under $200 million. And Ryan says, love that cut, KG.
Yeah.
And have I missed anyone else's?
Wait, let me see at the top. Let me just try and go through some.
Yeah, I've read a lot of those ones, but try at the top. Christian says, all right, gentlemen. Heavy hitters on a Monday. Ain't nothing better. Much love to you all. Big up from Cali. Cool. Cali meet up better happen, and Jay and KG better be here. Can I get an all right?
All right.
It's like you took a breath. You took a breath to press the button.
I was gonna do it as well. No, because I was gonna do it, and I was like, no. Let me just save it. I'm gonna be on for long today. But lots to talk about.
Apologies, Corey, if I missed your super chat.
Sorry, I'm probably looking for Corey's super chat. Bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. It does time out really quick. KG's looking for the super chat. He literally has gone to look for it in his house. He's gone. Jay, do you think you look at the other teams now that have invested in this? So Liverpool, you saw how they came back in the last couple of games. Really good performance against Spurs. Another good performance against West Ham. Now they're altering their back line. So that's going to push Henderson back into midfield. Hopefully Fabinho for them. You look at what they're doing. Are you worried? And with Man City on the winning run that they're on, the fact that we haven't freshened it up, are you worried about that? Do you think that could be an issue?
Who's that to?
Jay.
Yeah, Flex, I think it's going to be a huge issue. Liverpool were hit with the worst injury crisis they had under Klopp's tenure, and they've weathered the storm. They're still there in the mix. Because Liverpool, let's be fair, guys, their Klopp is a far better coach and tactician than Ole. And he always will be. That's facts. The fact that he was able to move 2 CDMs into the back 4 and still not lead goals goes down to coaching over the last 4 years with Klopp. His tactically astute. He proved it at Dortmund. And when he plays a left back for a left back or a CM for a CDM, it may not be a like for like on a player, but he knows that the player is going to come in and do a job for him, pretty much the same as the player that he's replacing. We, unfortunately, don't have that. If Cavani, for argument's sake, doesn't play tomorrow night, how many of you right now, ask the people for free seats, yes or no, how many have confidence tomorrow night, if Cavani doesn't play and Marcel plays ahead of him, have confidence in Marcel actually doing a job tomorrow night? So it goes down to coaching, it goes down to recruitment and tactics. And I think as a club, we are lacking in all three. And in my opinion, if you disagree with me, guys, disagree with me, it's free forum, but that's my opinion. I think we're lacking in all 3 years. That's why our ceiling is top 4 and possibly a cup run.
KG, before you come in on that, I just want to big up Zenex in the free seats. Actually missed the super chat. Zenex, listen, type what your super chat was in the free seat so you don't have to do it again, and I will get it read out to you. Yeah. Just a quick.
What's his name? I can look out for it.
It's got the Stewie from Family Guy avatar, Zenex. Okay. Big up yourself. I'm going to keep an eye on the free seats, and I will get your comment read out. There you go. Zenex, apologies, man. Sometimes the super chats come through so quick, and we do miss them sometimes. Honestly, we've got a short timer on here. Obviously, the guys are chatting. You don't want to interject all the time, but obviously, I want to get you guys in as well. We've got a big community here, and we love every single one of you. So we definitely don't want any disrespect on the super chats as well. So Zenex, get your super chat. What was your super chat in the free seats comments? And I will get that read out for you. Keegan says, big up the United stand, close to that 1 million subscribers. Would we have seen better results with Rashford on the left instead of making room for Martial to play both? We can talk about that, because I've said a lot of the time I really want him back on the left. I think it's better balance for us. I really do. So, yeah, hold that thought as well. KG, what was you going to say with what Jay was saying there?
Oh, about tomorrow's game and just the coaching and stuff.
Yeah, in general, yeah.
Ollie's nowhere near Klopp. We know that. There's so much more he has to do in the game before we could even draw them comparisons. But then I know people hate it, but he has been a work in progress. Even the way we play, I think when we're easier on the eye. And you had to rebuild what Mourinho set in, which is who you seen. Look at the football Tottenham are playing. You'll never believe they used to play that scintillating stuff under their last manager. Sometimes you have to stop the rot, and we start from the back, it's annoying to us because sometimes we're like, hit it long, man. What's wrong with you guys? We play up in the back and we create a lot of chances within games. Can we be more clinical? Is the point. You know, I think if you get 10 chances in a game, you should at least score 2 if you're a big club. You know, and we're not sometimes. I can't remember the last game where we really battered a team. The last time we battered the team was that Leeds?
It was Leeds, and that was a really weird game. That should have been like 15-10 or something like that. That was a mad game.
And we play very, what do you call it? Leeds are ridiculous with the amount of space given. You know, they won't learn from it. They're gonna play that way forever. That game tomorrow, I do still think we can win it though.
Of course we can.
I think the players are Zenex's is line in there.
Yeah, let's get it. Jay loved them. I remember seeing it and I was a super chat. Jay loved them headphones. Where did you buy them from? Need a new pair. Only joking. Take them off.
I'm not laughing.
You got to start talking about.
Hang on. What's his name? It's NX 999. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna kill you.
Just a disclaimer. Wait, KG, wait. Just a disclaimer. Jay's not going to kill anybody. He's not going to go look at. Yeah, cool.
Jay doesn't even know how to use the internet, bro. He's never going to find you, bro.
Nah, but big ups, NX. Apologies, we missed your super chat earlier as well, man. So no problem. There you go, all sorted. Yeah, carry on, KG.
Yeah. So onto this game. And the Cavani has to play. I like how our players are sounding. You know, I saw a post from Pogba. I saw a post from Bruno Fernandes. Now, they're the better players. You see, when the better players say, it's not how, because Bruno was celebrating his year in the game, his year anniversary at the club. So he wanted more from the game, didn't get it. I like the way our players sound. It's giving me some hope. The dead players saying, oh, guys, we need to come better again. Nah, shut up. But the players that can actually save us, sorry, that's disrespect again. No disrespect here.
Stop saying that.
You know what I mean? But when it's coming from the better players, I like that. It seems like they're all focused. They still want to right the wrongs. Now we're not out of it. I know a lot of people say we're out of this thing, we're out of this race for the league title. Not at all. There's gonna be twists and turns all over this thing. Like it's not gonna go the way you imagine it to go. I don't think it's one of those City go on a 15-game winning streak and it's over. I don't think it's gonna go like that.
Already on like a 12-game winning streak.
Yeah, how long was our streak?
Yeah, I think it was like, how long was that? I think it could have been about the same. No?
We did good. You know, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So it's gonna come. It's gonna and we still have to play City. We still have to go there. Won't be an easy game. Probably be a draw. They still got to play a lot of teams this season. Still got to play Arsenal. There's games where teams are going to drop points, you know, and they have their injuries. So we're fully in this. No help of the board, though. That's what we have to remember, that the board have not helped us. Today, we know there's nothing. There's no signings coming in. We actually know that. Like,
could there be a mad one last hour?
Where is he? Where is he?
Well, where was the gala? We didn't know that was going to happen.
That's what you want. You want to go to Shanghai?
No, I'm just saying, like, it just happened. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it'll be good. I'm just saying, do you think it could happen?
No. No, what's coming?
Jay, what was you saying about this? Actually, just before I come to Jay, I'm genuinely worried that no centre back will come in the way Ollie was talking about Pink Boots, who has another 20 years left on his contract. Vignac says Maitland-Niles loaned to West Brom, good deal. He should have got loaned to Wolves at the beginning of the season when they were going to loan him or sell him, to be fair. Then he didn't play after that. Should we have tried for him as a second right back behind Wan-Bissaka? Not for me. Not for me, though. I'm going to do a KG. No disrespect to Ainsley Maitland-Niles. I think he's done okay at Arsenal at some stages. And to be fair, because Bellerin's, I think, so bad, there's calls for maybe him to start. But nah, I personally wouldn't take Maitland-Niles.
Wait, seriously, Flex, say this ain't so. Has Phil Jones really got 3 years left on his contract? He can't have. Is this real?
No, it's trashy fact. It's true. It's true.
Wait, what?
Phil
Hey.
Jones. Phil Jones makes 400,000 per month. He's not even in a squad.
Obi says, in my opinion, Martial needs to be sold. He's a good player, but he's nowhere near consistent enough to be in a squad pushing for any title. Any thoughts? Jay, any thoughts on that? While KG just gets his head around Phil Jones's contract.
Yeah, I think KG is about to sponge the combust here live on YouTube, first time ever.
He can't believe it.
Look at the eyes. Yeah, true. Yeah. But Martial, look, the jury's definitely out on Antonio Martial. It's his 5th or 6th season with us. He's not a young player anymore. He's 25 years of age. I've said on previous shows, I never thought that he was going to be a clinical striker. Is his best side right or left? Well, I think from what we've seen thus far, you've got to play Shaw and Rashford on the left, and then Martial on the right. It doesn't actually work. His attitude, from what I've seen lately, stinks. You need to park all the shit on social media and just view what he does on the pitch. And right now, find a manager, I'm looking at that. And this come May, he puts his socks up. Socks up. I'd have my reservations about him being here next season based on current performance. I really would.
KG, so done deal. Sir Philip Jones, 10-year deal. Jordy just trolling us right there with Sir P. Jones. KG, what say you on Martial in terms of transfer window? Look, obviously, he's not going to leave. I'm not saying we're not trying to push like he should leave now and nothing like that. I'm just saying in general on what Jay's saying there, and you guys get involved in the viewers at home. If he has another kind of weird season, which would be inconsistent compared to what he was last season, 100%, do we look at a different option? Would you, or just keep waiting, keep saying he's got potential, man? We know what he can do. Like how long? Because that, like Jay said, that's 6 years, 7. What do you get to decade and keep saying? What do you do? How do you do that?
How old is Martial?
25, I think. I've been playing a long time. Since he was 18.
He needs to come good. He needs to come good. It's such a shame though, because it's like we don't get the same way we get to reset the club and reset the aspirations for our league finishes and stuff. We don't get to do that with players, and players play under so many different regimes. You had when he just came and he was under Van Gaal, and I just don't think he understood Van Gaal, so he's just doing what he wanted, which was totally different. Then he had then he played under Moyes. I'm sorry, not Moyes. Then he played under Mourinho. Sure. Yeah, and again a different play style. So this man, all our managers, none of them have been the same. If we had let's say we did have a director of football and we kept the same patterns of football, and it don't matter who's at the club, we still play the same way. I would say, you know what, it's fair. You can say, sling your hook because you haven't been giving us what we've changed our philosophy or how we attack under every single manager. So saying he's been here for 6 years, 6 years playing a different style of football. He gets, obviously Pogba's given a lot of credit. People will remember that Pogba's world class. They just say he's been coached wrong. So yeah. I don't understand how that level of that is not passed over to a player of Martial's quality. Now, is Martial inconsistent? I think he's had one. This has been his first season. Last season was his first season at number 9. Yes. Next season we'll be able. There's more to look at it. If he has another season like this next season, then it's time to go. It's like you can get out or you can be just on the bench. I think it's too harsh now because we've had so many. Because saying 6 years, it's not really 6 years. He's played 1 year on this 100 million plus Martial for Mbappe. I swear to God, I'd try it. I'd do it. I'd do it. Mbappe.
After everything you just said, all of a sudden, boom, flip flop.
Would you not sign Mbappe if he was there? Wait, let's do it in the comment section. Would you sign Mbappe right now?
No, well, of course we would.
Exactly.
No, but you mean in that deal? Would you? Yeah.
No, 100 million is ridiculous, but that's taking a piss. That.
No, but how much would Mbappe cost to buy then?
Martial.
How much is Martial worth?
Yes, it's not really that bad. It's not really that mad when you think about it. Mbappe went there for 100+ million, didn't he?
Shit.
So when you break it down, what's he worth now? If Neymar went there at like 220 million, didn't he, or something like that? Mbappe is now doing his thing. Mbappe's
look at him. Even though you look, I know, and I'm shameless. I'm the shameless flip flop.
It was probably a bargain for Mbappe.
I'm the flip flop. I'm the flip flop captain, yeah. But as soon as a player like Mbappe is available,
you gotta get.
You don't waste time. What Marshall? I'll pack for him, bro. No disrespect again, I mean, but seriously, again, the main point that we're making, because we're not getting Mbappe, yeah, is we have to stick.
You got Pogba and Martial for Mbappe.
No, he's gonna pass to him.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like
you wouldn't Martial and Pogba for Mbappe.
No.
Would you, Jay?
If Pogba continues in his current form, no. But if we get the Pogba that we got over the last 4 years, yes.
Yeah, I like that. I like that answer.
Yeah. Of course, that's
bringing Mbappe in the same team is a madness.
Bringing Mbappe is incredible with Bruno, but it's never happened. So let's not dream.
We need to come.
Yeah, but KG, remember now, right? Some of our so-called fans don't rate Bruno. It's all over Twitter. They don't rate Bruno. You know, what's all that about? Can we get after 2 seconds?
One day, yeah.
1 second. Liam, you guys make sure you subscribe if you're new. You know what to do. Smash a like on the video. The road to 1 million is well and truly, it's been underway for a long time. So we're waiting for that to drop. So smash a like on the video and subscribe. Liam says Ollie needs props. If in only 2 years he has sold the deadwood and built a squad with a board that does not do one window rebuilds, cleaned up 9 years. That's, you look at what Arteta's doing at Arsenal and how he's had to, you know what I mean? They've stuck with him because they had the likes of Mustafi, Kolasinac, Ozil there, players who just not good enough. There's a whole bunch. I don't watch Arsenal, but I know that they've got to get rid of players. It's the same thing with us. Like, you know, I know the reservation was out on the Chris Smalling thing and Ashley Young and stuff like that, whatever, but he's slowly going away from that. Pereira, things like that. And he is building a squad. He is building a squad. So that is true. Let me get this super chat as well. Flex, honestly, watching Ollie's team play is so boring, says Tariq. We all know who's going to start already. We all don't know the football he produces and no Van de Beek. And that is the super chats done.
I think you could argue for Donny Van de Beek to come in now. Yeah. So even on the form guide, we've had 2 draws. We have a loss and a draw in the last 5 games or something like that. It's worthy.
Lost against Sheffield United.
That's what I'm saying. So it's worthy to now say, because you know they usually say if it's not broke, don't fix it. You know what I mean? Well, something's broke.
It's broken
now. Now it's time for Ollie to do something. Can he? I believe he can. I fully believe in Ollie to work to fix this, you know. And I think he's got all the players on. If our players need to find their shooting boots desperately, from Rashford to Cavani, everyone in the team needs to start scoring goals. You know, that's what I think. That will be a major moment for us. And now, don't forget, with the other teams, they got games like, I hate what that super chat. Bill Jones for him back. That's 50 mil. They took that. They took that. That's
a championship manager cheat code. That is.
Yeah. Up, down, left, right.
Not even football manager. That's championship manager.
You got to do Sega Mega Drive ones. You know. I don't know. You remember playing Sonic, by the way? Up, down, left, right. Up, down, left, right. A, B, and start, and then you can go anywhere. You can go to the stage. Old school.
Justin Monday says Phil Jones must have Johnny Cochran as his lawyer because he's making a killing.
That's wrong.
Elijah, says Mbappe won't sell for less than 200 to 250 million.
Also there for life then.
100%. Also, plastics forget how good Martial was last season. He's having a poor season, but he deserves time. Let us know what you think, because there is that side of it of, like, you know, he come off the back of a really good season. Cavani came in and maybe he hasn't reacted well to that. He's been inconsistent, yes. and maybe it will turn because we're just past the halfway stage of the season. He's got time still, even in this season. It could end up being a season where, the first half he was struggling, man, but he really came on second half and scored whatever.
We need him to get 15. We need to get 16 goals. We need 16 goals from now.
And it was non-penalty last year, yeah, that's true. 17 non-penalty goals. Jay, you said you wanted to do a little bit on the Bruno Fernandes situation.
Well, first of all, I want to go back to KG's point about players putting on their shooting boots. It's a great point. Edinson Cavani on Twitter, I don't know if you've seen it, but he's put up a video of his recent performances, and he's put together all his misses and near misses, right?
Talk about this. Go on, I want to see what you say.
Yeah. And he says, "Lo lindo que me enseñó es el fútbol, nunca bajar los brazos," which basically he's saying is, the beautiful thing football has taught me, never give up. And that in itself is the winning mentality that we want from each and every player, which I don't think is actually there. Bruno has it in spades. Luke Shaw clearly has it. Cavani has it as well. And, I know Tomlin gets an awful lot of crap from the fan base, but I really, really firmly believe he's got it too. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, we spoke about him on a couple of shows. Last couple of weeks, guys, he was been listening because he's been putting balls in the box. But I still believe we have a couple of players that lack that true grit, that the old song from the 80s, when it going gets tough, get going. A couple of players, guys, I'm not going to call them out, the fans don't know who they are, that are still lacking that bit of get up and go about them. So Cavani to go and clip up his near misses and put that on Twitter, like, respect to the man. That shows that he's motivated.
KG, have you seen this video?
I need to see it. I haven't seen it.
Just while you're watching or listening, whatever, just
up, bro.
Just go on Cavani's Instagram. You'll see it, yeah?
Oh, Instagram. I'll check Twitter, bro.
Yeah, it was on Twitter too. Jay, for me, I think it does show great mentality. It shows that, he's ready to go again and stuff. But you know me, guys, I'm honest. I got to be 100% honest. When I watched the video, though, I was like, bro, I don't want to see this, but you should have scored. Only because of listen, I want Cavani to start football matches for us. I think we're a better balanced team with him there. I think his record speaks for itself. But one thing as well, I'm just giving it a different angle here. Yeah, one thing that's been labelled at Cavani is the amount of chances it takes him to score. Like, is he truly prolific? He has a vast amount of goals because he's played in, played at PSG with amazing players, so you're going to get a lot of goals there. Same in Italy, played in Napoli. Don't get me wrong, I'm not taking that away from him. He's proved he can play and score goals. But in terms of being clinical, he had to score that at Arsenal. He had to score. Is there... And then when I saw the video, I was like, okay, I like that you're kind of, going, I'll go again. But I'm not going to lie. In the moment of watching it, I was like, I don't want you to remind me of them chances because I think you should have scored.
Let's give him some space on that one. I'll give him a fair shout. The two he missed against Liverpool and Fulham. Those games we won. Yeah. So we can say, you know what, that's okay. He's cost us 3 points because the Arsenal ones are in there. He missed 2 big opportunities against Arsenal. That's bad. We wouldn't almost, because we're not in a crisis, but I know that's how the media see it. It's currently to everyone else, we're in a crisis.
And I want him to play. I'm not saying, he's crap, get him. I'm just saying, if that continues, hopefully, I don't think it will. I think he's going to keep being in positions, but I just thought about it, is what I'm saying.
But what you got to say about how good that is at the same time is he's done where he's gone and watched the clips.
He's done an 8 Mile.
Edited him himself, which is basically saying this ain't happening no more. Someone that's reached the pinnacle and the heights that he's met, and he's was doing that thing when we went to AFTV. I didn't go with enough notes. I should have done a J and wrote this stuff down. Cavani's got a huge amount of career goals, and people talk like he only scored goals at PSG. Bro, he done his thing in Napoli as well. So he's a complete striker. I don't want to hear that he's not good enough. In not even a lot of games. In less games as well. So when you compare him with who's the super strikers in the world, he's up there, you know. And him showing this level, we had Falcao that came to this club, yeah, and he did nonsense.
He should be doing what Cavani is bringing in terms of, even though Cavani's not scoring, we all see with our eyes what he brings.
Look what he's doing, and somebody that has done that well in his career and still doing this, clipping stuff up and saying, "Look at this, learn from this. I'm going to be better." We have to learn from that. Yeah. I hope that other players start to do that. I don't want to see Martial's misses. It won't help. You know what I mean? It just will. It'll just give. Like, yeah, but
Matt says Flexing Squad doing a fantastic job as always on deadline day. Can I get a shout out to my mates, Drew Peacock? Is there more mates, or the mates are Drew and one's called Peacock? Because you said mates, but big up. Niall says, I hope we buy someone in January. Niall, so do we. Wait, hold on. It's February now. So
wait, so is there still obviously people that are watching now and watching Sky and all these other things? Has there been any updates? Has anyone seen free seats? Help us out.
Yeah, I've been refreshing while we've been on air and stuff like that. Looking.
I'd like to know about movement in other clubs as well. If there's been anything like, so that's always nice to know.
Yeah. Luton Town are going to get Tom Ince.
Tom Ince's career just never kicked off.
What happened there? Maybe, I don't know, he just kept listening to his dad or something, and then Paul, I don't know, it just didn't go well. Dele Alli's still being held captive. Maitland-Niles going to go West Brom. Rooney closing in on Derby signings. Okay, that's fine, yeah.
Read the super chat. Roddy, KG, the fact you think United can still win the league is delusional on another level. When the going gets tough, we'll crumble. Love you still. Big up, man.
Another one.
No, wait, hold on. Let me see if there's any more. Let me go.
Here's one. Liam says, in most games this past year, if we had fans, imagine the atmosphere, counters, Ollie time, comebacks, leads, never had these moments before. Yeah, I hear that, Liam. Listen,
it would have been beautiful.
To be in the ground when, you know, with what we are now would be amazing. Preston are close to agreeing a loan deal for Stoke City centre-back Liam Lindsay. There you go, KG.
Thank you.
Ola says we need Nagelsmann. Ollie has reached his ceiling. He gets us top 4, and we congratulate him and let him go. Kane, Aarons, and Konate in #MUFC.
Kunde.
Kunute. No, this is the one who actually is at.
I said the other one, innit? Jules Kunde.
Yeah, you get that one wrong. You're just on a different madness.
I'm a loser.
Useless. Absolutely useless.
Matt says, can't believe Flex said Drew Peacock. Legend. I don't know. You said your mate, so I thought there was going to be more mates to follow, and you said Drew Peacock. So
is that one?
Yeah. Oi, nah, he done me. Drop a bomb. Drop round of applause as well.
Yeah. And he said it many times as well. Yeah, and your mate's Drew. Yeah. And Drew, look at his hand. There. It's there.
Oh my God, wait there. I've been absolutely done. This took me 5 minutes to do as well.
Not there though. There.
I'm looking at the Drew there, and he just. It's not the Peacock, it's the Drew with the there. He just. He's done me. Hey, do you know what? I'd take that, because the first one, I'm like, have you got more mates? You said plural, so is there more than just Drew? And you done me, man.
Pissed off, yeah. Oh, hey, Manchester. No, it's not, bro.
Let's go back to Jay. I can't. I need time out. I got absolutely.
Oh, but wait. Yeah, that was a mess. Still, that was a mess.
No, Precis even said it anyway. You lot got done as well. Sharp.
I still don't understand it, but I'm just gonna go with it.
A Drew Peacock, mate.
Oh,
But his name's Drew Peacock. That's sick.
Probably subjective in it. There you go. All right, cool. Ooh, welcome to the United Stand with Mark Goldbridge. Leave your comments to get involved with the show. Mark's not here.
on that, actually, before we keep it moving, Mark will be here though at 8 o'clock, bringing you guys into the back end of the stream, and hopefully, maybe Mark might get a little bit of luck, and we might do a little bit of a madness. Jay, just want to talk about a few of the outgoings. I haven't asked you actually. Jesse Lingard going to West Ham. Do you like that move for him?
Yeah, I think Jesse's a great move. Look, Jesse Lingard, when he stepped over the line, he always gave his all. You know, he was never found wanting, and he was derided by a lot of fan base. Oh, Jesse Lingard, oh, he doesn't run around. Look, at Jesse went through a phase, I think, for about 8-9 months where he was unplayable, and he was this money came up, Messi Lingard, he was unplayable. For that period of time, he was fantastic for us. Unfortunately for Jesse, he had a couple little injuries and never reached those heights again. And some of our fan base almost prepared him to that Messi Lingard era. But anytime he played for us, you knew what you're going to get. And let's be fair, guys, last season, he came on against Leicester and put the final nail in Leicester coffin, which put us in 3rd place. He hadn't played all season. So I'd love to see it work out for Jesse Lingard at West Ham. And if it does, 2 things are going to happen. 1 or 2 things. He's going to come back, fight for his place, or B, his market value is going to rise and he will get a transfer, and a transfer of his choosing. And look, I hate speaking of any players, so I'm not going to speak of Jesse. He gave his all for the club, and you know that is the minimum requirement. He's given more for this club than some of the so-called superstars. I'm glad he got the move, and it's an opportunity for Jesse to further his career. So hats off to Jesse.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything you said there. What I do want to ask you is, and I know it might sound like a silly question, but I just need to ask it. Do you feel that if he goes there and does really well, there could be a future for him at Man United again? Or is it more of a, if you can go there and do well, you can find a new home?
My heart is telling me, yeah, Jesse, come back and fight for your place. But my head is telling me, if he goes well, it's either a permanent move to West Ham or a move closer to home. Because I know there is obviously some issues with his personal life that we're not going to discuss on air. Yeah. So I just want to see Jesse get whatever move is best for him and his circumstances. And this move to West Ham is a stepping stone that will let him do that.
Yeah, I think so. It's good to see a player, you know, who's been under pressure. He's one of our own. Like you said, he's given us some great moments. The squad moved on, which naturally happens in football, and he found himself out of favour. And I think with everything else that he's had going on, it would be perfect for him to go. And West Ham, let's face it, they're challenging. You know, they're having a good season for them. When I say challenge, they're challenging for the top for Europe. You know, top 6. You know, they may even believe they can get top 4. And why shouldn't they believe that? You know. So yeah, I think it's not like he's going to go to. I think there was talks about him going to West Brom or Sheffield United. And look, Sheffield United did beat us, but I'm just saying. I think for Jesse to not have to go in a relegation battle and maybe go to a team who have got some ambition there, higher up the league, could actually help him. The fact that Brandon Williams did not go, and the fact that Brandon Williams has stayed, and Ollie said he's going to stay. Do you see that as because we couldn't get sufficient cover for Wan-Bissaka, or do you think it's because they still think he's going to have a big part to play and actually sending him on loan weren't the right idea? I
think his frailties as a player were shown last season against Sevilla in the semi-final of the Europa League. Your full back, your primary job is to stop the cross coming in, or a minimum, put pressure on the winger. And he was a no man's land for that cross. I know it's old history, but that's basic defending 101. The very fact that we don't have a proper backup right back for Wan-Bissaka, I feel is the only reason why he's here. How much game time we'll see, possibly Europa League, possibly FA Cup. But looking at other selections historically, he does go strong in cup competitions. So how much game time Williams will get, it's probably going to be very little. For Brian's development as a player, a low move to a mid-table championship club would have been better for him. But you got to see Ola's point. He still has no backup for Anwar Bissaka. So I think in this context, Solskjaer's hands were tied.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. It's tough. And I'm just trying to think of anyone. Some of the young guys there. We saw Jimmy Garner at Watford. It's a shame it didn't work out. I think Watford tried to get him going, and I think they changed their manager and they're on a good run, and it's probably just not the best place for Jimmy to play if he's not going to play. But a great club. I really do like Watford. They're a good family club, and they welcomed him with open arms. It just didn't quite work out. But he's gone to Middlesbrough now. Forest now. Do you see anything for him, James Garner? Do you think that could be good for him? And how do you see him when he comes back again? Is it trying to find a home for these players and give them good careers? Or do you think Jimmy Garner could come back in and do something?
To be perfectly honest with you, Flex, excuse me, I think once a player goes above 2021, if they're not knocking on the first team door, it's on the onus of their club to find them a better home to further their career as a professional. And that's just management of a player. If it's not working for a player at a club, as you said there, he was doing okay at Watford, change your manager. And look, sometimes the shirt doesn't fit, you ain't going to wear it. I don't wear a shirt now, but look, he's at Forest now. I hope it works out for him. Shall he end up back at us? Possibly not. Maybe his ceiling is mid-level championship. Maybe that's his ceiling, but he'll make a good living as a pro.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all we want for him. It didn't work out at Watford, but yeah, hopefully he does go on to have a good career. And who knows, maybe it could be at Man United, which obviously does look unlikely, but you never know. Jay, listen, thanks for joining us for this hour, bro. We're going to bring in Jack now, and I'll see you tomorrow on the fan forum, man. Fan forum tomorrow, big game, Southampton. Jay's out. Jack's in.
Wait.
What's happening, man?
Yeah, it's good. Just want to bring in something. Phil Jones' testimonial incoming. I think that's got to be the top news of today, because it has been it's been pretty poor, Flex. Let's be honest.
We're not gonna. It doesn't look like we're going to sign anyone. We're not going to get any last minute things. You're looking at other clubs, strengthening last minute. I mean, what's your thoughts? I mean, just quickly smash a like on the video. You guys subscribe if you're new. Me and Jack are going to take you through this last 55 minutes or so before we hand over to Mark, who's going to start his stream at 8 and take us right through to the end of Transfer Deadwood Day. Yeah, what say you, Jack, man? What are you saying about the lack of activity, the inactivity from us? Are you extremely worried, or are you more like we couldn't get the targets we want, so you'll wait till summer? How are you feeling?
Well, yeah, I think January, to be honest, like getting the targets you want to get, especially with COVID all going on, it's not really viable to spend. Clubs don't want to. You're going to be paying a premium anyway, so it doesn't really make sense. I think getting rid of the deadwood kind of has helped, and moving players on, kind of giving Jesse a chance to go out alone, as you were just saying. Obviously, Garner's now gone to another championship club. Obviously, it didn't work out at Watford for him, but we've seen his talent for the 23s. So, I'm sure he'll reach his potential. And obviously, Mengi's now gone to Derby, so that will, working with Rooney and stuff. And
that'll help. Do you think that'll work for him? Championship, tough league. Derby are down there. Let's say fighting for their lives. Well, they kind of are. Yeah, they are, because. Yeah. Rooney, are they still bottom? I'm not sure, but I know that they're down there, and Rooney's got to try and turn it around. Sometimes, you talk about players getting too much pressure too often. That's a difficult league. Or on the flip side of that, under the management of Rooney knows how highly guarded we think Mengi is. What do you think?
Well, this is what I mean about Ted and Mengi. Like, I think a lot of when we did have them defensive frailties, he was kind of the guy that we just looked at to bring in. A bit like Diallo now, we're thinking, can we bring him in now? But, he's still so young. And I think Derby, playing in the Championship, it's such a physical league. It makes sense for him to go and get game time, play. I assume he'd be playing week in, week out, I would have thought. It's look, to be honest, I think Rooney's, it's going to be interesting to see how he does. Obviously, we all want him to do well, but it's a tough league. We saw it with Lampard, obviously, when he was at Derby, and it's relentless, regardless of where you are in the league. But they are in a relegation battle, Flex, so it'll be a good experience for him. Even more so, obviously, when Twanzebe went to Villa, when he spent that time out on loan there, that was, you know, quite. It's made him kind of read the game better. He has struggled in recent weeks when he's played, but you know, we've seen performances since he's come back from Villa. I know that was a while ago now, but it just shows. Who knows what's going to happen with Mengi? But the Jesse Lingard, I'm happy for Jesse. Like as you were just saying, you literally just alluded to it. The moments he's given us, obviously the FA Cup final, the goal against Leicester, just you know, the goal against Southampton in the League Cup. It's just goals like that, moments like that. And I think we all want Jesse to do well. I just think a lot of opposition fans just always hate on him. You know, he's not a youngster anymore. He's 26, 27 years old. And yeah, it's, I don't know what you think about the whole Jesse Lingard thing, but.
Yeah, well, I was just saying before you come, like, it's just pleased for him, isn't it? It's time for, he's in his prime years. This is where Jesse should be playing his best football. And he's gone stagnant in the last 18 months because the squad's moved on. He's had a lot of things to deal with. So for sure, I'm pleased with Jesse, man. Back into this title race now, or where we are in the league. You look at Liverpool strengthening their backline now because they've got hell of injuries. Are you worried that now we could get left behind?
I think it's difficult, to be honest. I don't think you can kind of look at it too long term. I'm talking long term, say the next 4 or 5 weeks. I think the next next 2 games are massive, but it's going to be a kind of telling period. Obviously, we've got the next couple of midweeks. We're playing in different competitions. We've got the FA Cup, and then we've got Sociedad in 2 weeks Thursday. So it's a relentless schedule. It's just how we're going to like rotate the side. In terms of getting left behind, to be fair, Liverpool did look good yesterday, and I did fancy West Ham to go and produce a performance. But Liverpool did look good, and they did have key injuries to key players. You've got to and they brought in Cover now. They brought in that guy from Schalke, Kabak. As I say, I can't say I know a lot about him, but it's defensive reinforcements. And to be honest, I think we needed a centre back, but were we going to go and get Upamecano in January?
No, it's not going to happen, is it? It's not.
No, it's not going to happen.
But the question is, will we be, knowing us, can we even go and get him in the summer? You look at Upamecano.
Well, look at Bayern.
They're saying that Bayern Munich are front runners. There's 2 Premier League teams involved in him. The decision's down to him. You know what we're like and how inadequate we are sometimes at executing deals, especially quickly. We know we need this centre back. We wanted it from last year. We didn't get it. Do you even have faith that, it hasn't happened this January, but will it happen in summer?
Well, to be honest, I think this is what all of us are thinking. I think the main kind of transfer saga come the summer is going to be Sancho and what happens with him.
Again,
I think that's going to, we're going to be sitting here week on week talking about, the Sancho saga as it's turned into. I still think he'll be one of our priority signings, but we still need, you talk about cover at fullback as well, like as you were just saying with Jay, and I totally agree with that as well. To be honest, Brandon Williams, I think Southampton would have been a good move. It's a great club, and I just think,
do you know what? On that one, just quickly, Jack, the Southampton one, for the project, yes. But is he going to play instead of Kyle Walker-Peters at right back? And is he going to play instead of Bertrand at left back? Probably not. I think that right now, where they play, the project sounds good and Hasenhüttl, but when you actually think of Hasenhüttl going right, Walker-Peters, I think Williams is better than you. You're starting. I'm not sure that would happen, and I'm almost certain with Bertrand that wouldn't happen at left back.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Brandon is better than Walker-Peters. Okay, fair enough.
No, I don't agree, but I want Brandon Williams to do well. I remember watching him in the Carabao Cup against Chelsea when Rashford scored the free kick last season. I was at the game, and it was just he looked so natural in that position. But then, as Jay brought up the Europa League semi last year, it's just games where he just looked a bit like Axel's looking at the moment. He just looks a little bit out of his depth. But I'm sure, no, I'm not going to say. I'm not going to agree with that. That I think Walker-Peters has kind of proven himself. Yeah,
but it's just a weird one, isn't it? Because I like you did say, do you know what, Southampton will be a really good move.
Yeah, it sounds with the emphasis on young,
just before Walker-Peters went there. That's why it's a good move for him. But now they have that young buck who's doing their thing. I feel like if Brandon went there, I think he'd be on the bench quite a lot, personally. I
Just
don't know.
want to say, Flex, who do you think we actually like? Because it doesn't look like we're going to sign anyone today, but in terms of signings, it's natural to talk about a right winger and a centre back. But who do you think we really need? What are the priority positions?
The three positions that we always talk about, innit, as United fans. Like, we've got to get this centre back situation sorted because you know what it is, yeah. For me, Lindelof's not even a horrible player. I think people make out Lindelof is crap, and Lindelof is not a crap player. He's not rubbish. He's not. He's a decent, steady defender. I just think that, and the same with Maguire. I don't actually think Maguire is as bad as everybody makes out.
It's £8 million price tag.
That exactly, and don't get me wrong. I understand his limitations. I do. You know, his lack of pace. Sometimes people saying his leadership and stuff. I'm not embracing his flaws. I understand what they are, but I'm saying he's not as bad as people do. What I think the issue is the combination of both them together. They just don't complement each other. So we do need a centre back, and we need it sorted quickly. Clearly, Ollie is not trusting Eric Bailly on a consistent basis. And to be fair, as much as it frustrates me as a fan, I have to say I can see why, because he gets injured all the time. You know, I think he's injured at the moment again. It's like we just can't rely on him as much. You know, you look when he came in the Christmas period for them 4 or 5 games when he was amazing against Villa. He was amazing against Everton. He was amazing against someone else. Was it Wolves? Really good against Fulham, although he nearly scored an own goal.
Well, yeah, nearly scored an own goal.
Yeah, I mean, by and large, and the mistake at the beginning, actually, when they scored, to be fair. But I can see why, from Solskjaer's point of view, he's like, right, okay, cool. I'm not going to rely on him. Tuanzebe, I feel like I'm quite upset with the Tuanzebe thing, because I think when we made that decision not to let him stay at Villa when he came up with them, I think if you make that decision, you've got to give him more game time than he's been having, because really, Villa would have loved to have had him next to Mings in that first season. And I know they were battling relegation right to the end, but that would have been an amazing experience for Axel to come up and play, 30 odd games with Villa in that season. But at the time, I was like, do you know what? I like that he's bringing him back, because that shows he's going to use him, and I really like Tuanzebe and I want him to break into our team. But we ain't really seen it, and he has his injury problems as well. So centre back, we got to sort out. Defensive midfielder, let's face it, Jack. Yeah, if we're being honest with ourselves, the only actual defensive midfielder we have is Matic.
Yeah,
I think
it frustrates me, but
yeah, like Matic, I think we're trying to make McTominay that player, and he's trying to adjust, but he's young. I think his best position is being aggressive and traveling.
He still likes to make that forward run.
Exactly. So he's out and out defensive midfielder. I'm going to sit. You guys go play. I'll sort this out. It's not his game. That's Matic is the only player we have that. Fred, don't get me wrong, is a little bit more like that, but he gets about the pitch so much. He's not a defensive midfielder. He's not. I think his role within our squad is that, but I don't think he's a pure, and he's not pure at that, and he doesn't keep the ball well enough as well for me. But I love his attributes of what he does bring us. So we need to sort that out.
I don't think we're far away. I literally think 3 or 4. We're talking top signings. We're 3 or 4 signings away from really challenging, and being serious. Title contender season in season.
What do you think happened with Diallo then? We didn't obviously spend a big money on Sancho with the right wing. So this is back to the transfer window. Obviously, he's not coming now in the January transfer window. But Diallo is here, and yes, it kind of feels like it's a January signing, but we did sign him in the summer. What do you think that the thinking behind that's going to be? Do you think that's going to be see how we get on and not get Sancho anymore, or not?
It's a lot of pressure to put on a 19-year-old. We spent 37 million on him, and I just feel like he will get cameos in the. I don't know if he'll play against West Ham, but I fully expect him to play against Sociedad. I think Europa League's a great competition to kind of bed him in, because I still think, Flex, you're putting a lot of. He's done well for the 23s, and the Panenka scored, and the great other goal he managed to score. It's different playing in the Premier League.
Chong was ripping it up at under 23s.
Exactly. But I'm glad Chong's gone out to Werder Bremen. I think that's, again, Bundesliga experience. But I think a lot of these players, it's just kind of assessing if they're seriously going to be in our team in the future. Because, to be honest, we signed Van der Beek in the summer, and he's a squad player. He's not a definite starter, and it's annoying because I really wish we'd just go out and get the targets we want. As Goldbridge says all the time, like, go out and spend the money on Sancho. Go and, if you want these targets, you really want to pursue them. I know people are going to draw on the mistakes we made in the past, but we're not far away. And I think Diallo, it's a lot of pressure. Like this Casado, he's just gone to Brighton. What
did you make of that? Be honest.
Well, to be honest, I was completely it riled me up a bit. I was just a bit confused where it come from. And Brighton, their South American connections with the whole Izquierdo thing, they've got a lot of ties to South America. They've got that Scottish Argentinian bloke, McAllister, I think his name is. But who knows? He'll probably rip it up for Brighton, and it's gonna just.
That's one of them weird ones. I was saying to KG where it's like, okay, there was a lot of reports that Casado was on the United, and they were talking, and it looked like it was going to happen at one stage. We covered it obviously here, but when how do we not know that Man United didn't just pass though, and go, actually, for the wages of what his agent's asking for, or the fee or whatever, even though it might not be that much, we don't think that's worth it, and he's gone to Brighton. But then if he does go to Brighton and smash it, we are going to be pissed.
Yeah, we're going to be majorly pissed. But to be honest, I think we get linked to every player under the sun, to be honest. Like, one morning paper you're seeing we're linked with Neymar, and we all just laugh at it now. Like us as fans, it's laughable. We're getting linked with 150 million pounds for, no more than that for Mbappe. It's all these random transfers that goes, and this is the hardest thing about transfers. And that's why when you've got your, when you look to top sources, it's just, can you believe, because we're Manchester United, we're a big club, but we get linked because we're Manchester United, we'll just get linked with anyone that's in form.
Yeah, it does happen all the time. Reddy says, if we get someone today, I will donate £100.
Oh, come on. That'd be great.
Do you think there's any last minute, like, we could end up with someone? Nah.
Well, to be honest, the Dzeko stuff earlier just made me laugh. Like, if Dzeko was on a plane and we do that deal at 10:30 tonight, it would be. I don't know. Like, even if it was in the pipeline, I know obviously Fabrizio's come out and tweeted that it's. But what do you think? 34 years old. Do you think?
When I saw that was weird. I thought, because on if I'm looking at it from the club's point of view. Just on a club's point of view, not that I agree with it, just from their point of view, they're basically saying that, all right, Igalo's left.
Yeah.
It was still actually one forward short, striker short, even though we've got Cavani, so we can't rely on him in terms of his age, whatever, maybe injuries. Martial's out of form and he's been playing more on the wings, but we can still play him. Maybe they thought that, but Dzeko, it just felt weird. I was like, nah, I wasn't really feeling it.
What do you think about the whole situation with I've literally just lost my train of thought. It'll come back to me. Just carry on, and we'll.
Ramos. What would you have said if Ramos was gonna come?
Oh, no, that's exactly what I was going to say. Exactly what I was going to say about the Ramos thing. Well, What are you? Again, he's on wages of, I think, 220k he wants, and to be honest, I'd take a chance on Ramos still, because I still think, but that aggressive side to his game. Yeah, I'd take a chance on Ramos. Would you not? Or is it just the age?
Would I take it? What worries me about getting Ramos, which is what me and KG were just talking about, is him playing alongside Harry Maguire. I think, like I said with Lindelof, I'm not comparing Lindelof and Ramos, because obviously Ramos is, he's a top world-class centre-half. But for different reasons, I just think it wouldn't work alongside Maguire. I think that Ramos would also need a pacey, dynamic centre-half next to him. I think Ramos and Maguire.
So it's too much of the same type of player.
Yeah, and I know people may laugh and say, "Are you crazy? Ramos is way clearer." I'm not talking about that, but in terms of what we need, I think we'll be looking at it saying, the dynamic just isn't right. And also, it's really short term, and we're supposed to be coming away from that. I know we've done it with Cavani, so it can work. You know, the plus side is the experience he brings, but also the money he'd probably be trying to get for that short term. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. From a footballing perspective of what he's achieved and what he can bring to the dressing room and the mentality in the short term, I can agree with that. I can get behind that. But I just have reservations about what that would look like alongside Harry Maguire. I'm uncomfortable with that.
I don't think we should be looking at short-term options now. You've got to be looking at younger players that can kind of go on a 5-6 season run. And, you know, we want players that are not going to just stay here for a year and a half. Like Cavani's, he is going to still continue to do wonders for us, but ultimately he's going to be gone very, you know, in the short term. And it's just, yeah, I do totally agree with what you're saying.
Another person, someone we haven't really spoke about today is Sergio Romero, actually. He obviously still hasn't got his move to the best of my knowledge. I haven't seen him go yet, unless there's anything breaking that we've missed while we've been on air for a couple of hours. Do you want him to get his move? Do you think, you know, he's been here a while, great backup keeper. I mean, me personally, I just want him to go and flourish and be a number one. I think he deserves that.
I absolutely love Romero. Like, I think obviously Henderson's come in and he's you know, number 3 now. But obviously Martinez has taken quite an Argentine, like even for the national team. It's like, it's a shame because we all love Romero. Like he, you know, talk about the Europa League one. The Europa League under Mourinho, and when he, you know, he was an absolute.
He's brilliant.
Yeah, absolute. Like
even in the semi-finals we've been getting to, when he's been dropped for pretty much all of them.
Yeah.
I mean, in the final,
to be honest, he could do it. He could do it at, you know, most clubs in Europe. I'm certain of that.
Yeah.
Still, you know, I'm not saying, you know, necessarily Champions League level, but then again, like, you know, he's not. Oh, King Kong's just put Sergio Romero's going to Boca Juniors, I think. Well,
okay, I haven't seen a lot of it, but we'll keep looking at it as we're live. Definitely.
I don't think that's going to happen. But to be fair, Rojo's gone to Boca Juniors, so
yeah. Arsenal midfielder Joe Willock has agreed to join Newcastle until the end of the season. So Arsenal really having a bit of a clear out there. Newcastle could do with him.
Well, to be honest, like I heard they were in for well, Maitland-Niles is going to West Brom now.
West Brom as well. So yeah, but actually, let's talk about that. Actually, you look at Arsenal. I'm not going to be disrespectful to their young bucks, you know, coming out of the club and call them Deadwood. I don't know Arsenal well enough to call them Deadwood, but they're shifting a lot of players and giving Arteta the I don't know, the maneuverability, I suppose, to kind of take it from there and let players go and stuff like that. Whereas Ollie has struggled to get rid of Rojo, struggled to get rid of Jones. Jesse's only just gone. Sergio Romero's still here. It took a while to sort out the Smalling situation. What else has he had to do? Pereira had him on the books. You know, that's 6 there. Chong went out on loan. Do you look at how Arsenal are dealing with it and where they're trying to get to? Do you think that we're doing a good job of you know, allowing Solskjaer to get that time to do that?
Yeah, but also I think with the Arsenal thing, I think they've kind of, again, a lot of their young players, it's a lot of pressure for them to cut. They've been playing in Europa League. Smith Rowe's been a revelation, to be fair.
Yeah, he's been brilliant.
You know, since he had them loan spells. But I don't, to be honest, Flex, you look at the players we've loaned out, like how many of them would you rank that could actually get into our first team and play week in, week out? I'm not so sure. I think Dan James should go out on loan.
Why do you think he hasn't? Why is it, do you think that?
I don't know. I just think a championship club, he could go and just tear it up. Because I do think he'd suit the championship. Dan James, he'll always put in 100% effort every time he comes on. He'll do his, but his footballing brain sometimes just really annoys me. And just the decisions he makes. He has got pace in behind though. And we've seen him, you know, we played against Leeds earlier in the season. Like his pace on the counter-attack is, you know, unrivaled, I'd say. And like obviously Mason's pretty quick, isn't he? But it's, but I think Dan James was another one that was a dead cert to go out on loan.
I saw today that Manchester United are not entertaining any and have not entertained any loan deal for Donny van der Beek. Let's talk about that for a little bit. I'm not going to say, do you want him loaned out? Well, actually, did you want him loaned out because he's not playing?
it's just we've just bought him. Like,
Exactly.
we just spent, 34 million pounds on him. I don't. Probably not, because I still think. But then again, he doesn't want to be a bench player. He doesn't just want to come. He has to. But the difference with Donny van der Beek is he wants to play in a centre attacking midfield, kind of role. He wants to play for forward, even though he's played DM for Ajax. It's But who have we got in Cam? Bruno Fernandes. So it just, is Bruno going to get dropped? No, it's not happening. Like, he's undroppable at the moment. Like, well, he's just undroppable because of what he contributes to the team. But it's no, you can't tell me you would agree that he should go out on loan.
No, I definitely don't. I just wanted to see your take on it. You never know. It's all about opinion. You might have said, I know.
But that
he ain't getting any game time. We bought him for 34 million. I want to protect my investment. Let's send him out for 6 months and bring him back. You might have thought that. I don't know. Andre says, we need a director of football so badly. We can't just consider 100 million pound plus players. Bruno was 50 million and look at his influence. Yeah, I agree in terms of getting value for our money, because, Bruno looks like an absolute bargain now. So where is more of that? I know not every player can have that impact, but in terms of value for money, other teams do manage to do that on a consistent basis, where usually we have to pay a hell of a lot of money for players.
Do you not think, though, that when it comes to... Do you not think we could have got Maguire for, say, 50, 60 mil, but because we're Manchester United, they added 20 on?
True. Yeah, and they thought, it'd be Man United. But the difference is there, though, I think, is we won't walk away from deals when that happens. Because the scouting network and the work we do behind the scenes isn't up to the level, we don't have second and third good options. Because how do Leicester keep churning out great, good, decent players for cheap prices? How do other teams do it? They do it, and I just feel like, I know you have to spend money to get good players, and I completely understand that, especially how important a player is. But if Man United had a list of good options, young value for money instead of Harry Maguire, then they would have went to Leicester and went, listen, 45 million for Harry Maguire. Obviously they say no. Yeah. Then they bargain, then they go, right, listen, 55 is your tops, or we just got another target. And Leicester say, all right, cool. Or Man United go, right, cool, we'll go to our next target. I mean, and then the story lives on of we never managed to sign Harry Maguire. That frustrates me, the fact that we don't have like a long line of players that I think we should consign for cheaper amounts of money than the name brand ones. That worries me, because I do.
I definitely agree. I think it's just, I still think there's a degree of truth, though. Like, we have obviously got the financial kind of power, but it's, you are right. And it's difficult anyway. Players are, scarce at the best of times, but January is such a difficult window to do business in. Like, getting Bruno last year was just, like, we look back on it now, but still, like, it was a pretty big deal. Like, and I was just surprised I was thinking maybe it would brew till the summer we'd stay at Sporting, but yeah.
Shrikant says, hi Flex, we need a player like Ramos to motivate and encourage the young blood. He is a leader and can bring in a winning mentality to the team on and off the pitch, which, that's part of what I think he can bring. I agree. If he came for let's just say we took wages out of it and didn't look at longevity, we just wanted, him to come in and do that kind of side of his game, he would be infectious. He's won everything. Don't get me wrong, but would his motivation be there to come here and really graft? I don't know. I'm just asking. And again, I don't know what you think, Shrikant, but what do you think he'll be like next to Maguire? Would Maguire raise his game? Me and KG joked and basically said you can't teach pace, you can't teach, how to turn fast and things like that. But what do you say in the comments? If Maguire was next to Ramos, would he raise his game? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think Maguire would raise his game, but I do agree with the point you made earlier. I do think they're kind of similar types of players, and I think both would want to, because he's quite an authoritative figure, Maguire, both would kind of out-trump each other, and you don't really want that in a centre-back partnership, I would say, because I think the way Maguire and Lindelof work, it's almost like Maguire does the dirty work. But I agree. I think Lindelof is still, he gets more stick than he kind of deserves. And even though he's done incredibly well, it's so, he's definitely got mistakes in him. We've seen it, plain and simple. And the injury kind of situation, that's what I mean. I think, but would you take a chance on Ramos coming in for just a short term? Like, why don't we go out and try and get Upamecano, or, you know, obviously we're linked with Rafael Varane. Like, we've been linked for so long with him, but it's, you know, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's just, yeah, I don't know. Do you think a Ramos and Maguire partnership would be actually feasible and would work? I just worry about it. Like I just feel uncomfortable with it. I mean, someone said there in the free seats that Ramos is deceivably quick. And he does. Look, I think it's more because he always knows where to be because he's so experienced, you know. And he can shift. He's not completely slow. I get that. I don't know. I just look at it and think it's an odd pairing. Matt says, this is a good question. Take this. You take this one, Jack. Who is lacking ambition? The board, the management, or the players? We have a unique opportunity this season, and no one seems to want to take it. Wow, that's interesting. Well, there's so many different ways you can look at this, but from my personal viewpoint, I honestly think if we really went out and wanted to get the players we wanted to get, I think the board have got to take account for that. I honestly think we could be, you know, title, and that's not even me, just people will laugh or whatever, you know, non-United fans, but I honestly think we could win the league and challenge season after season just with 3 or 4 little tweaks. So I would say in that sense, the board, I think it's harsh to jump on Ollie's back, you know, when we lose a couple of games here and there. I think, to be fair, like, the fact we're in the position we're in is still, you know, quite surreal, really. And, you know, we could still win the league. You know, I know what KG says. He's like Man United's PR boy. But I just, yeah, I know he is Man United's PR boy and stuff. But I just, you know, of course, we're all fans. We want to win the league. But I think the board more so have got to take account. I think it's harsh to jump on Ollie's back. The players, well, why don't we have a go at Paul Pogba? And, you know, I know the form he's in currently, but the kind of time he's had with us, you could have a go at players like Paul Pogba in terms of lacking ambition at certain times. But to be honest, since Riola's comments, look at the player he's been. So it's... Danny says, why is Ollie so anti-Van de Beek? Big up flex. We'll talk about that. Claire says, Ramos could be a problem personality-wise, as he likes to rule the dressing room and has caused problems with past Real Madrid and Spanish managers. Interesting thoughts there. I think he could be a bit of a bad apple in the dressing room. And Progressive Dad says, just take a minute to think about what Bruno has done for us. Then remember, he was 41 million. If you knew one man was going to change our team like he did, how much would you say he was actually worth? Well, actually, that's a sick question, because true, Bruno, what is it, rising to 56 million or something like that? I can't remember exactly. With just what he wins and stuff. Yeah, I think with what he wins, but the best part, it might go up to around, let's just round it off at 60, but yeah, we paid the upfront for. If you would have known what Bruno would have done with these numbers and this impact, what would you say it would have been worth? Well, in this current market, 150 million. Easily. He's you know, he's 90 million more than easily. Like, to be honest, it's what, you know, people call him a stat peddling merchant and whatever. You can't deny his talent, and what he's done for this team is just it's something we haven't really seen, you know, since a kind of player of that impact, you know, since the Fergie days. It's just, yeah. Well, what do you think? He's got, it's 150 million. Yeah, some people are saying a little bit too much. Ross says, laugh my ass off. Laugh my ass off, 150. Bruno record. I love Bruno, says King Con. Simc says 150. Nah. I think you got to remember the context of the question that we asked, Jack. That wasn't, a sniper says 200 million at least. Mahamadou says 120 million. Scott B says the context of the question that he was worth. The context of the question was, the context of the question was knowing the impact. So obviously it's hypothetical because you can't know before you buy him. But the question was basically, if you knew that he was going to do what he's done, how much would he be worth? So now it's getting crazy. We've got 340 million, 500 million. There you go. So just look, I like hypothetical questions like that. Obviously, Jack,
could never have known what Bruno was going to do because none of us did. You don't know what he's going to do. Dylan Taylor says, Ndidi 60 million and Upamecano 40 million, Sancho 80 million, total 180 million. With the likely sales of Dalot and Pereira, net spend will be around 130 million, basically saying that's who we should be looking at. And Kadar says, do you think Rashford is having some injury or other issue, or coach is changing his style of playing? He is best when he plays straight. Rashford, I just think, look, he's been such an influential player for us. His numbers don't lie. More often than not, Rashford will give you a moment. He will give you positive moments. I get it. He can frustrate. We've had this debate already. But I just think what I do think is I prefer him on the left-hand side. I think he's much more comfortable there. I think he knows what he wants to do on a more consistent basis. And we're better balanced when he's on the left, personally. I mean, what do you think, Jack?
Yeah, I don't think he's a natural out-and-out centre-forward. I think he's better when he cuts inside and, you know, obviously we know his ability at taking on players, but it's just kind of boils down to what we said the other day on the fan forum about him and his just clinical nature, because he might have 4 or 5 chances in a game and score 1, but then you'll look back at them 4. It's like when we played West Ham earlier this season. That sticks out to me hugely. He had them chances, you know, 1-on-1 chances, and then he puts one away. But you're kind of thinking you could easily double your numbers for goals. It just with little moments where you make the right decision, where you release the ball quicker, or you look at that chance on Saturday where you just lay off Bruno or play the ball wide to Cavani. It's just frustrating. But like, we all love Marcus. Like it's just. Do you think he can play in that kind of striker role?
I know he wants to play there. I do know that.
I don't think he suits that for our team.
Yeah, I think the way, I mean, he's never had a long run there, like a whole season of recent. So, and I think Ollie made his mind up very quickly with that. You know, when Ollie came in, almost the first thing he done was give Martial back his number and put his arm around him and say, "You're going to be my striker. Do you know what I mean?" And then look what he got out of Martial last season. He got his best season. So I think Ollie's a lot to do with it. Ollie clearly doesn't see Marcus as a out and out number 9. The fact that we're seeing Cavani get more and more game time there now Martial's out of form and not Rashford again shows he's got his number 9 there. The fact that we even brought Cavani in again showed that he didn't want to play Marcus there. I don't think his style of play up front tells me he's a number 9. I think he moves and plays the game like a winger, especially from a left winger. But, you know, I dare say Rashford believes that he can. And fair enough, if he believes he can and he gets a chance, then I want to see him do it. But just from the eye test, from what I see, I think Marcus is better suited coming in off that left-hand side. But I know that he wants to play as a 9. I just can't see it happening, man.
No, neither. I don't. But then again, I don't think Martial's the long-term option. I want to like Martial, but he's just been frustrating me this season, especially. And he played so well after lockdown. You know, last season he was, you know, scoring like, you know, there's no tomorrow. But at the moment, you know, Clinton has just said sell Martial. Like, I think that's a bit drastic, but I don't know. King Kong says Rashford needs to study Ronaldo of 2008. Perfect example. But then again, that's Cristiano Ronaldo. He's a freak.
I was going to say, a lot of players need to study Cristiano Ronaldo and play like him, but it just doesn't.
I mean, someone in League 2 could study Messi. Doesn't mean they're going to play like Messi. Yeah,
exactly. Mobius, thanks for the contribution, says hypothetical, but Ollie goes in the summer. Who on earth do we turn to? For me, the only one we have a chance is Allegri, but he would not suit us, in my opinion. Yeah, we're not doing the whole Ollie out thing. It's a hypothetical, so I respect that. Who would you turn to as a hypothetical if Ollie left tomorrow?
I think Nagelsmann. But Nagelsmann's. I think a young coach coming in, and he's obviously had that time. You know, you look at Simeone as well, but that's always been a kind of long riding rumor. But to be honest, are we really like saying we've got to give Ollie a chance? Like it's got. You know, I still think he's got a lot to prove, but we have seen, especially this season, bearing in mind the start to the season we kind of had, I think he is starting to find his squad and find that balance. I do definitely think the 4-2-3-1 is the formation that he's settled with now. I think the whole diamond thing was just, I know we've played it at times, but the whole diamond thing, I just don't. I don't really understand the whole diamond thing. I think the 4-2-3-1 definitely suits us. But I do think, Ollie, I know you're saying about, only having Matic at DM, but I do think McTominay's moulding to that type of player. And I do think that Fred also, but then again, Van der Beek could play DM, but to be honest, Van der Beek's got as much chance as me and you, as playing.
A lot of people in the comments saying Eric Ten Hag from Ajax.
Good shout, yeah.
Or
Southampton manager.
Yeah, Ralph Hasenhüttl, potentially. It's interesting, but I think luckily for us, or some people may disagree, but I think anyway, Ollie's doing a decent job now. I think
exactly.
He just needs to keep getting the back in and taking us, further and further in the development. I do think that. I think he settled us down. Yes, I think not. We're going to run out of gas with the title chase, but I think. Look, my gut.
Do you think there'll come a time where we're just, we're third and we're just comfortable and it's too far to top?
I think that only because I think of where we're at as a team. That's not a defeatist attitude. It's just being realistic. Am I happy that we was top of the league? Of course. Do I think we're still in the title challenge as it stands? Yes. Liverpool got to play City next week. If we can get back-to-back wins against Southampton and Everton coming up, and then those two play each other, someone's losing points. Hopefully, it could be a draw. You just never know. So I think with look at Leicester, they were hot on our heels, and if they would have won that game, they would have went second the other day, and then they ended up losing 3-1 to Leeds. So there is going to be a lot of twists and turns, which I think can make us be even closer. But what I will say is that we can't afford too many slip-ups more, because if we're ready potentially, and I say potentially because we don't know if Man City are going to win it, but they got that game in hand and we could be potentially 6 points behind if we keep winning. And once it gets to 6 points, that you then have to start picking up, go back on a real good run.
Yeah, 10 wins in a row. Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So I do worry that we could slip back into that area that we kind of thought we were at, because that's another thing we have to remember. We didn't think we were at this stage. We didn't expect the title.
But then again, before the season, Flex, you were, top four. I think a lot of us, in terms of league position, would have been happy before the season starts. Being realistic again, you're going to get fans who say, we're going to smash the league this season and do this and that. But the fact that Chelsea and Arsenal and Tottenham are still languishing quite a number of points behind us, as Lee says, we are Man United.
And, to be honest, this season was never about challenging for the title. It wasn't. But actually, you know what? When you think about it, does it show this season with the players that we actually do have at our disposal? I'm just putting it out there. Does it show that actually we should be getting better from this squad then because we have good players? Or, we still need them 3 positions that we've been talking about?
No, I still think we still need reinforcements, and we need, centre back is not a reinforcement. I think centre back, we need a kind of starter that can play and partner Maguire week in, week out. But I still think the squad is good. It is good, and I still like the whole front four. When they're effective, when they're good, they're good. We've seen that, and we saw that mainly the back end of last season. But when they're good, they're good. It's just they're going through a run at the moment where it's just not falling for them, and especially Martial and Rashford. It was great seeing Mason score that goal against Liverpool, because I think he needed that a lot. But it's just, again, Mason hasn't been given as much of a kind of run out as the others. But no, I don't. Would you agree with that? Because I think we still need to be winning the league. We still need them reinforcements to come in.
I think so. We do, man. I think we can see when our team plays, we're capable of getting results because we play in moments, and if we take our opportunities at the right times, you look at that Arsenal game. If Cavani scores that, I'm not saying it looks like a smash and grab, but it's another typical win by a narrow margin where we wasn't great for 90 minutes, but we created killer chances.
Yeah, but no one's going to look back on that. It's 3 points, isn't it? So
exactly. But what it does show is we can't dominate games for long periods. which is why the Sheffield United result, although the shock factor of who it was against because they're bottom of the league, that type of result was always coming, in my opinion. Because as much as I'm pleased and buying into it that we're top of the league and enjoy it, and we should enjoy it, we still had the inquest, like the subplot, which is, we are top, which is crazy, can't believe it, but actually it's a bit of a surprise. And the reason why it was a surprise was because of the way we were winning games and the way we kept coming back. You know, I think back to a lot of games this season, Southampton 2-0 down. Of course, it's great to come back and win, and it showed great mentality. You know, Cavani come off the bench in that game and got a goal and 2 assists. Great comeback. I look at the West Ham game when we were 1-0 down at half-time and come back to win 3-1. We should have been about 3-0 down at half-time. You look at the Brighton game early on. You look at the Fulham game, was tight. You look at Newcastle, we went 1-0 down, come back and won 4-1, I think it was. So don't get me wrong. I like the fact we were going to keep coming back, but you have to have a mixture of that. So Liverpool had games when they won the league last year. When they came back, they had games that they nicked it 1-0. You do need a little bit of that, but then they'll also have games.
Win 4-5-0, yeah.
Win 4-5-0. Man City, they won 1-0 against Sheffield United. They're the type of games where we couldn't do that. Do you know what I mean? So all we have is the tight wins, and that is not sustainable. So I do worry about that. So you're right. I agree with more what you're saying. We're not there yet. We're not perfect. And I think the moment that we're in now, you know, when you see that when we didn't go for Liverpool, when we drew 0-0, that mentality, that little extra push, we haven't got
just to go and win the game.
Dominating against the smaller teams that are fighting for their lives and stuff like that. We're not dominating any games. Even the Leeds game when we won 6-2. Was it 6-1?
Yeah, 6-2. Yeah.
6-2. Even the Leeds game, it looks crazy on paper. The game could have been 15-10.
Oh, easily, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it. So we weren't in control of the game. Just every time we went forward, we were very clinical, and every time Leeds went forward, which was a lot, they weren't clinical, and it was just a crazy game. So do you look back at one game this year and say we dominated?
Well, that's what I mean. I wouldn't say in terms of the league. I know what you said about the Leeds game, but that was the only kind of game where I feel we had. Again, the game could have been 15-10, but I did think we managed the game quite well. And obviously going 3-0 up in half an hour was just, none of us really expected that. But other than that, no, as you say, you've alluded to even Burnley. Like Burnley was tight.
Burnley, tight game. Yeah, I missed that
tight games.
No, last minute, deflection. Marcus Rashford.
Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, that's what I mean. You forget about these because it's so many games and you just forget about these moments. But then again, you look back at Leicester when we drew. We should have 11 minutes to go. Go and see the game out and win. Like literally, when Vardy, I think it was an Axel own goal, but it was just like if we just actually. You don't want to. You've hit the nail on the head. Hit the nail on the head, Flex, with the analogy about kind of you don't want to win tight games all the time. It's great when you do, but you do want to go out convincingly and go and beat teams 3-4-0 at home. And I do think our home form is kind of.
People are saying Everton and PSG and I think Leipzig. I think that's in response to. Dominate.
Dominate. Oh yeah. No,
actually, didn't we dominate Everton in the Carabao Cup? I'll give you that. I thought we was in complete control of that game in the Carabao Cup. But PSG away, did we dominate that game? Yeah, we were comfortable. We were comfortable. So fair play. I accept that. So 2 games out of all the games we've played this season. My argument is that.
Then again, the Leipzig home game.
Leipzig dominated.
Because we were 1-0 up, Flex, till about 60 minutes, and then we blew them away in the last half hour.
Exactly.
So I wouldn't even say that.
But even these games that people are coming up with, Newcastle away, all right, don't get me wrong. When Luke Shaw scored the own goal after like 2 minutes against Newcastle, we then went on to dominate. I'll give you that. But what I'm saying is, what my point is that we've just picked out 4 games out of all of the games we've played in all the different competitions, and we've gone out of the Champions League in that. So that's all I'm saying is that when I look at it, we just don't dominate games. You know, we just don't.
No, I think the Carabao Cup's also a bit different. I know what you said about Everton, but I'm actually thinking about the early rounds when we played Luton. Like games like that, you can't really no disrespect, but obviously, you know, we should be with the stature of our squad. And I can't.
And even the Luton game, I remember before we got the penalty. Was it a penalty?
Yeah, Marcus got the penalty, and then it was.
Brandon Williams got fouled. No,
I can't. It was so long ago.
It was so long. I think it was Brandon Williams who got fouled. But anyway, even in that game, I remember like the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, it was like, oh, we're not really dominating. Obviously, we were. Then it wasn't until we brought on Mason and Rashford who came on.
Yeah. Mason scored as well.
Yeah. So even that Luton game was a bit like we didn't dominate start to finish. But I know that's neither here or there. I'm just saying.
No, yeah, I agree.
I mean, that's absolutely banter. Shashank says Spurs home. LOL. We definitely dominated. We dominated for 2 minutes, won a penalty and scored. And then after that, we all know what happened. Brighton and the Carabao Cup. There you go. Did all right in that game. Yes.
3 now, yeah.
But, you know, Carabao Cup, it's just crazy. Actually, you know, we got just about 8 minutes left. I want to talk about the next 2 games coming up, actually. Guys, Mark is coming on. Check out the stream. The link's in the video. I think Jorty's put it up there. And he's going to go live at 8 to see you guys through for the rest of deadline day. And miraculously, he might bring us a signing. I don't know. Maybe something will happen on Mark's watch because it definitely didn't happen on ours. Next couple of games, man. Southampton looks like they've dropped off a little bit. You know, defeat against Arsenal, defeat yesterday against
Villa,
against Villa, tight game. They've dropped off, but, you know, we know what it's like playing against them. They're still a good team. We can't take them lightly. And then Everton closely followed by that. I mean, they've gone off the boil a little bit as well. Shock defeat to Newcastle. Don't know who they play next. But what are you saying about them next 2 games? Because they're vital, man. We got to win.
To be honest, I don't know about you, but I'm more nervous about tomorrow night than Saturday. Because I just look back to I'm not comparing fixtures. I know obviously the away game we talked about, but the home game last season after lockdown when Obafemi scored the equaliser, and we never looked convincing. Like they're a physical side, and to be honest, Ward-Prowse, edge of the box free kick, we know what he does. We know what he does. You know, we know that they're going through a tough spell, and Hassan Hüttl's not been that happy with the transfer activity, etc. But they're a hard-working side, and it's going to be a test. Whereas Everton, I looked at them against Newcastle on the weekend, and I don't know about you, but do you, Flex, think that Everton are a little bit? Again, I'm probably going to get loads of hate from Everton, but they're just a bit overhyped.
I think because what it is look, they had a very good start and they do possess good players though. I think what it is with Everton is on their day they can give you a very good game if them players turn up. If Calvert-Lewin's at it, along with Richarlison, along with James, along with Decore, they can give you a difficult game. Luka Dean whipping in balls, you know what I mean? They can give you a difficult game. But I do agree with what you're saying. They're quite sometime-ish, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't.
And sometimes they can be absolutely awful. Like I couldn't believe they lost 2-0 against
that was
against Newcastle.
Surprising result.
And they had chances as well, though. You know,
to be honest, that was the most surprising result because I don't think any of us were surprised that Brighton beat Spurs. So
no, exactly. Spurs are falling off. I mean, you look at our next batch of games. I'll reel them off to you. Premier League, I'll just say we've got Southampton, Everton, West Brom, Newcastle, Chelsea. What's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's our next 5 Premier League games. You know, can we do something there?
Out of 15 points, I think you'd be looking at 4 wins out of that. I do think I saw them yesterday. I do think Chelsea's going to be difficult, but then again, that's at the end of the month. I think Tuchel's come in and, it's going to be a tough game. Chelsea but there's no reason why we can't go and get 15 points. But as you've said, City with that game in hand. If we are serious about winning the league, we need to go on a run now.
Exactly. And straight after that Chelsea game, we have City away as well.
Exactly. But starting tomorrow, Flex, go on a bit of a run, 6, 7, 8 games. But our away form is, you talk about the 18 wins, but we have drawn quite a few. Arsenal was, we maintained our unbeaten one, but it's 1 point instead of 3. So you're looking at it from from that point of view. And City's game in hand, I think, Everton. Yeah, I think they've got Everton in their game in hand. So it's, I totally agree with what you're saying. I don't think we're ready yet to win the league, but I don't think us United fans are going to be disappointed if we finish third. But do you think there's an expectation on us winning the FA Cup or Europa League now?
I think some silverware is a bit of an expectation now, and I think it should be. I think it should be. Just quickly, Rafa says again. Honestly, I think the diamond could work. Pogba and Rashford, Van der Beek and Bruno, Edison and Martial up front. Thought we would smash the next few matches. I just think on paper it looks great because it's a way of like shoehorning in all of our players if you play the diamond.
Packing the midfield as well.
Packing the midfield. And I don't know. I just think it's been used as a bit of a containment in certain games. I remember when we switched to a diamond halfway through the game or just after that when Pogba came on against PSG. I think he took off Tellez and put on Pogba and then we went to a diamond. And it worked. But I think the longevity of it, I don't think we've seen us anywhere near strong enough with the diamond. I remember we played it at Everton last year when fans were there, and it was Mason and Martial in the diamond, and it just looked a bit lost. I just don't like it because the two forwards, the two strikers are kind of playing strikers and left wingers and right wingers as well because they have to come out and. I just didn't like it. I don't know.
It's a very narrow formation. I know you talk about them going out wide, but it leaves gaps, kind of just where they're going and doing almost twice the work. So I think the 4-2-3-1 definitely is our preferred formation. Like I don't think we can veer away from that. But I just wish one positive I can say: Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. I do think they are working on crosses in training, and because Wan-Bissaka, to be honest,
Ollie said it, didn't he, before that game?
He's working on. Sorry, light just went mental there, but working on crosses in training and stuff. But I still think our fullbacks need to kind of be that Trent Robertson partnership where they can just bomb up the field. I'm not likening them to them, but yeah.
Edwin says, do we have old-fashioned wingers in the top 6 clubs in Premier League that put crosses in? Rashford, Martial, Salah, Son, Mane doesn't do it often. Diallo the other day didn't. What do you guys think? Yeah, just in general, basically saying, is the old-fashioned winger gone? Do teams play like that anymore?
I'm trying to just think. I'm trying to just rattle off the wingers that are at the kind of top 6 clubs.
That's the ones he just mentioned there. Your Mahrez, your Sterlings, your Son, your Mane, your Salahs. I mean, they're not even, they're just forwards who score loads of goals. Do they provide a lot? Harvey Barnes. Who else are you looking at?
Brighton, I guess, to a degree.
Eze, he's doing well at Palace. Like Traore, he puts a lot of crosses in.
Yeah, but Wolves to be fair. Wolves are struggling at the moment quite badly.
Wolves are massively struggling. I don't think they've won in like 5 games. But yeah, I do think that basically Ziyech as well. Yeah, he crosses a lot, to be fair.
Oh yeah, Ziyech is a good shout.
Ziyech does. Grealish crosses a lot, tries to make things happen. So I think it depends on the player. Mahrez can definitely put a cross in, find his teammates. Yeah, I agree. Guys, we're pretty much at the end of the stream now, man. A minute left. Jack, thanks for joining us. Thanks for rocking with us for 3 hours, guys, as well. Jack,
and we've signed no one. We've signed no one.
No one, bro. Like, it's just not happening.
No one. It's a bit of a dead thing, isn't it, really?
It is. What are you saying for tomorrow? Give me a score prediction, man.
My head probably says 1-1, but I'd like to think we can nick the game. I think there'll be, both teams will score. I don't know if we'll keep a clean sheet. I'm going to go 2-1 United.
Yeah, I've gone with a lot of 2-1s recently because we just don't dominate games and win 2-3-0. It just don't happen. So,
this is what I mean. When it's 2-1, I can't see us scoring the 3rd and 4th quickly. It's almost like we'll just settle for 2-1 and just see what happens.
Try and see it out.
But yeah.
As you can see there in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, the Goldbridge link in the video description. Make sure you head over to Mark right now, who should be starting right about now. So, guys, we're going to leave you on that. Hopefully, we sign somebody, something, someone.
Well, 3 hours in the
next 3 hours. So, guys, we will see you tomorrow at the Fan Forum, hopefully with another W.